Hey, what's up? I think we're live. Let me know that you can hear me well as always. I'm gonna wait to see on my iPad if it properly loads the live stream. So thank you so much to anyone who is here. I'm gonna look at the chat. Hey Dave, I'm doing great. How are you? So I have a pile of sketchbooks here. I'm gonna show you in just a minute. I just want to let some people in. So for those who are super early, and you'll get a view at, I got some cookies here. I shouldn't have any, but today I allow myself that. I have coffee, everything I'm gonna need to be able to function, because I don't know how long we're gonna go. Thank you, Course I Am. I hope you're doing well. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna move on to face view. I hope everyone's well. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and we'll see who is in the house. So Dave says sound is fine. Thank you for that, Dave. I can always count on you. I really do appreciate it. John says, hi, Liron. Hey, John. I don't know how long you can stay today, but I think we'll get quite a lot done in an hour. So at the very least, hopefully you'll be able to be here through that, at least through the first hour. Connection seems good. This is going to be pretty visual because I do plan on showing you all of these sketchbooks that are right in front of me. So if there are any problems or anything like that you can see, let me know in the chat. I'll try to be on it. Of course, Sam, I'm really doing really well. Thank you so much. It's been a hectic week, a very hectic week, actually. Got a lot done, so very proud of myself for that. Is there a holiday or something like that? I'm not sure. I think today feels a little weird. Let me check the calendar. So we had Martin Luther King Jr. Day on the 18th. The 19th is the day when my Vimeo subscription renews. Nothing on the calendar today. Okay, cool. It's good to know. Just checking to see. There are 24 people in the house. Let's see who's in here. We have Crispy. Hello from Germany, Hamburg. Hope you're all doing as well as me. That is not art. That is art, not. Hi, my name is Ray from Canada. Hope all's well here. Okay, so now I can actually say Ray instead of that is art, not, which is a pretty long thing for me to pronounce. I'll try and remember that. Ray. Billy Armstrong, hello from California. Arthur Koopmans, hello, hello. Eldon Summers, hi all. That is Ray. I need to remember. Art takes no holiday. Yeah, that's true. Holiday is time for art, I guess. Kimberly Hilton Studio, hello and good morning from the Cumberland Mountains of Virginia, USA. We have 33 people. Thank you so much for joining. Let me start by telling you what we're going to do today. And I'm going to then go over the chat and see some more of your messages. Sorry, the camera's a little shaky. That is my bad. I'm going to try and fix it so that it has less room to shake. So I have a bunch of sketchbooks here. I want to do a huge sketchbook tour. Usually when my videos aren't with a thumbnail of me painting, they get less views, but that's fine. I know that the people who are here are the elite of my viewers, so I really appreciate it. So there's a huge pile. I'm going to move it to the side so you can actually see this. And this isn't even close to like everything I have. I probably have at least more of the same quantity of sketchbooks here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12. So I probably have at least 12 more around here in the studio. And wow, there's just so much. And I think this could be a fun live stream. What I try and do is 1 week, I'll do a live stream that's really about giving that art tutorial, because I know that's the place where people get the most value in many ways. And then one video is going to be a little more selfish for me, just because it's easier to manage, it's less stressful. I'm just showing you my old sketches and drawings, and that's a little easier for me to do. So I'll do sometimes a painting process, then a Q&A, a painting process, then something like this that is more talkative. It is more easier for me to do. Now, actually, if you're here, we have 50 people. Thank you so much for being here. If you're here, hopefully today's lesson is going to be pretty significant, because what I want to show you is no matter what stage you're at in your art journey, you can always improve. even if you're feeling like you're plateauing, you'll see the sheer mass of practice it takes to get good. Because I do know there's this myth of talent, and no matter how much we'll talk about it, it will always be there. This feeling that people have that it takes talent in order to produce good results. It couldn't be farther from the truth. It takes pretty much only hard work, and I will hopefully show you just how many sketches I do here. A lot of it is so repetitive. A lot of it is just me doing the same thing over and over and over again, because that's the why do I see two? Okay, yeah, because that's pretty much the only way to improve. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I hope you'll enjoy seeing these. Some are, I don't remember how old, but I'm pretty sure there's something here that's like at least 5 years old. I don't know. I think this one's pretty old. Let's see if there's a date on that. It's a bunch of stuff. Okay, yeah, it's just a bunch of different dates, different times. Some of it is dated, some of it is not. So just letting you know. So let's see who's in the chat, who's in the house. 65 people. Thank you so much. We'll go over some of your messages and then we'll get going. Start looking at some sketchbooks. Okay, Ray sends a smiley. I remember your name now. Lola NP36. Hi, Liron. Absolutely loved the sun through trees painting last week. I believe it's my favorite. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This process has been huge, to be honest with you, because you saw me struggle. You saw me really having a hard time, I think. I hope it was noticeable, because sometimes maybe I speak confidently, but still there's a lot of thought and mainly a lot of effort that goes into such a painting. And doing this live forces me to narrate my thoughts even more than pre-recording. So you get to really hear what I'm thinking about, what I'm considering, and that makes me think more. And that makes me produce better results in a way. So it was a really messy process, but in the end, we got to a result that was really nice. We didn't give up, we continued, we persevered. That's a big part of it. See your artworks till the end. That's huge. That's really one of the best things best advice I can give you. Emby says hello from Germany. Zaid Thakur, only an hour? No. This is gonna be longer than an hour. Don't worry. If you need to drop out and then come back, it's probably gonna be an hour and a half if I have to guess. Maybe more. We'll see. Actually, it will depend on the pace at which we're going through all of these. Okay. So if we go through the sketchbooks quickly, it will be an hour and a half maybe. If it takes time, maybe 2 hours. I don't know. I'm open for it. Actually finished a lot of my work before this live, luckily, so I'm not in a huge hurry to continue working afterwards. Plus, I'm really tired after these lives because it's so much fun, but it takes a lot of energy. So I don't have much energy afterwards anyway. So yeah, Isabella Kopachinska, hello from Cracovia. Ray says, I'll remind you of my name every now and then, no problem. Cool. Adrian Yu, hi from New Jersey. Michelle Harvey, hi Liron, New York here. Love the videos and have watched your amazing journey from the start. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate it. You will see quite a lot of works here that maybe you'll recognize from the past. Marjorie Johnson, good morning. Looking forward. Thank you. Valerie Peloso, hello from Belgium. Aqualola Quintessent, hey. Marina Borwell, hello from California. Monty B, I can relate. It's Ivy Green Bunny. Oh man, a sketchbook tour. Yes, that's what's going to be today. Monty B, hello from the fabulous Florida Keys. Marina says, I just completed a watercolor journal, so I'm excited to see what others fill their journals with. Really cool. That's so cool. Like, if it's the first one, you don't know, but after a few years, you'll be so happy and grateful to go back to it. Just wanted to make sure the light's on. You'll be so happy to revisit it. It just usually brings back very nice memories of the time you worked on it. It's just so fun. So you'll get that experience. Finish your sketchbooks, I'm telling you. It's worth it so much. Barb White, hi from Lancaster, Ohio. Dennis says hello from Quebec. Donna Bowman, good morning. Namna B. Hello from the Philippines. Jeff Francisco, good evening from the Philippines. A lot of people from the Philippines, really cool. Mark, hello from USA, Mark, Ohio. Ray says, I think so too. Much of the drawing is patience, and other than that, anyone can enjoy it, for sure. Sanel Coolidge, hello everyone. Marco Medi, hi from Germany. Maggie McNevin, hi Liron, and everyone from Missouri, USA. Maga Agarwal, I started sketching recently. This live will really help me. Thank you very much. I sure hope it will. And Gaius, hi Liron, I'm happy to be here for your live. Very interested, thank you. Hotcher Art, hello from the Philippines. Christine Kaiser, hi from Scotland. Julie Matthew, hi from Germany. Hello from Germany. Tarcisio Domante, hello Liron, how are you? All right. Many greetings from Sicily. My name is Darcicio. I remember you. Heather Simmons, hi from Australia. Love your journey. Eldon Summers, I genuinely admire the confidence with which you talk and paint, despite being able to admit you struggle too. Yeah, of course, it's two different things, really. The confidence is more like to give a good show and to have you enjoy the process. But I'm trying to clearly communicate that there is a lot of internal questions that are asked, and some struggles and a lot of deliberations. Money B, I like that you are real, relatable, and striving for your best, and we get to learn from you. I'm so happy to be able to do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. John Johnson, hi Liron, hope you're well from London, UK. Malachi Phillips, hi Liron, really love the art. Thank you. Zaid Thakur, are you into MMA? Can you do a McGregor portrait someday? I actually did one in the past. I'll see if I can find it. Not today, but I will. If you go through my Instagram, you will see it. It doesn't look much like him, but I did one, so that's funny. Melody McClellan, hello, hi from Central Texas. Mark, probably 2 hours. Yes, that's how it goes. Tarcisio Domante, which city are you from? Tel Aviv. Marjorie Johnson, my aunt is an artist. As a child, I used to look at her old sketchbooks. What I learned was practice. If I had only seen her doing plein air at the zoo, I would have thought it happened by magic. Yeah, that's true. yes, 2 hours, goodness. Pritisna Singh, hello from India. You're also really excited for this sketchbook tour. I always watch your videos, love them. W.A. Kessel, hello from California. Piccolina, hello, I'm here too. 123 Rock Fan, working on a new pastel drawing while watching your live stream. That's cool, that's really cool. And some people sent me emails after the last one of them painting while I was doing the live stream, so that's really fun. Hi, Rich Goss here. It's Ivy Green Bunny. I need to start to keep sketchbooks. I throw them out, or if I like any page, I just rip it and save it. Monica, at least you saved some. That's good. Danica Mea Ramirez, hello. Artist Raul Vishwakarma, hello. Piccolina, I'm from Italy. I remember that, I think. Trish Dorton, hi from Georgia. Danica Mea Ramirez, hoping I can finish filling my sketchbook. Nancy G, Akron, Ohio, in the house. C. Williamson, Arkansas. Luminarism, hello from Slovakia. Okay, I think we can now go. I saw your question, Nabi. I will start addressing questions, okay? But before that, let's get going with our first sketchbook. Now, I think I may go for the huge one just to get it out of the way, because it's really huge. So this is kind of a random combination of works that I did, I think during 2019, if I have to guess. Some are dated 2019, some notes here, so I'm pretty sure that's that. It's just a mix, okay? So during 2019, some of you may know, I was also at the art fair here in Tel Aviv, a local art fair, selling my paintings. And you will see here some studies for paintings I did there. This one actually is interesting. This is a study for, I don't know if you've seen Into the Spider-Verse. I'll actually find it for you. You know what? I'm going to show you something cool. And that live is going to be 3 hours long now, because if I'm going to look for stuff like that. But I have to show you this one. This one I have to show you. So I did a painting from a scene from the movie Into the Spider-Verse. Let's see if I can import. I want to show you. This is really cool. So I do want to show you that. Okay. So I did a big painting. Took a bit of preparation. Which is why I wanted, okay, yeah, painting projects, which one was it? I'll find it in a moment, don't worry, I'm on it. 83, folder number 83, here we go. And you probably saw it on my Instagram if you've been following. But here is the scene. So I actually did a study of the scene here in this sketchbook. I'm going to make it smaller and show you. So here is the scene from the movie, which I really enjoyed. And here you can see, before painting, I decided to do a kind of composition study of the scene. So you can see here all the spider gang. And then I decided to focus on a few like more zoomed in. I actually forgot his name, but a really cool protagonist for Spider-Man. It remind me in the chat. I forgot. I'm really bad with names. I forgot also this guy's name, but I really loved the film. I do remember that's, I think, Gwen, Spider-Gwen. I'm not too big on DC and Marvel and DC, but yeah. So just wanted to show you. You'll see a bunch of notes, by the way, here too. Many of these notes are actually preparations for my courses. But in any case, now you get to see like a pencil sketch that's a little more detailed than my usual stuff, a little more finalized. So you can actually see here some more shading than I usually do in pencil. It's just fun compositionally, like how it's stronger, the values are a little stronger, then go kind of blended. The goal here wasn't to do anything finalized, it was just to better familiarize myself with this scene. And this is something I actually used to do a lot more, and I will do more of in the future. For larger scenes, I like to choose a part of it and draw it out and kind of sketch it out and just feel a little more familiar with it. It's something that I find really useful. And you can do that. You don't have to tackle a scene directly. You can actually, you know, start small, do one, do two. Miles Morales. Thank you so much, Eldon Sowers. Thank you. Miles Morales, yes. One of my probably favorite Spider-Mans because I didn't watch many of them. And this film was just amazing. Visually, it's so good. Like if you're an artist, you have to love this one. So we got Miles. We got this Noir, I think. Spidey Noir. Yeah. Watched it recently and greatly regret not seeing it in the cinema, says Eldon. Yeah, it's just a good one to see in the cinema. So we're going to move on because otherwise we really won't finish too much. But some of you may recognize this from a large painting I did for an article in the Leisure Painter magazine. So I did a study of the people in the scene and the scene itself. Did multiple sketches of it because it was a relatively large painting, about the size of my table. Yeah, this was a fun one, just to figure out where I want to place everything, what the general composition is, and then again, I like to zoom in on a part and actually show some people or something like that, you know. So yeah, now we're gonna get into some random stuff like gestures and figures. So there's a lot of that actually. I'm gonna go over these a little faster just because there's a lot of them. So this is funny. Sometimes, like, we had a friend over, and then I decided to just sketch him like spontaneously, which is fun. That's our living room actually. So let's see what else we got here. A bunch of these. This one is, again, this is the hugest one, so I want to get that out of the way so I can zoom in and show you more details. Just a bunch of these. A lot of these. I used to do like, if you know Croquis Cafe, I know a lot of people watch it. Now they, for some reason, privated all of their videos on Vimeo, and that's a shame. So here are a couple of interesting ones. Hand studies that I did. A few more detailed ones, like this one's definitely my favorite in this page. And these, again, you look at these and maybe you feel like you're not there or something like that. I'm going to show you so many bad practices, so many like average and below sketches that you will see. This, like, don't let it fool you. This being here in the sketchbook does not mean it's something I just whipped out real fast and finished. No, this took a lot of work and a lot of experience from previous sketchbooks, and this isn't even the oldest one. Okay, I have ones from 2017, 16, so you will see. So don't let that mislead you. It's not like something I did real fast. This sketchbook, a lot of the works here, I really put a lot of effort in. Okay. This is an example for a quicker one. So this is really, oh, and sorry, I need to get rid of the spider guys and gals. Let's get rid of that. Sorry, now you can see better. So we got a bunch of these like gestures. Maybe I'll do this kind of a thing. So you can see here, these you may recognize from Proko's videos. Let me see if I can move the camera. Let's get rid of my brushes. Should have better prepared for this, but that's fine. Because we're not going to paint today, we can move these. And then I can migrate my sketchbook. Let's get rid of all of these too. Just set these aside. Okay, here we go. Now that's better. So you may recognize some of these from Proko's videos and courses and stuff like that, because a lot of these are from there. Let me see if I can get rid of this thing that annoys me. There we go. There we go. We finally got it. So yeah, a bunch of these scribbles. I drew so many cubes in my life that I can't even begin to describe how many. Let's do this kind of a thing here. I'm sorry, I know I should have better prepared, but let's move myself to this corner. Here we go. Okay, that's much better. So yeah, so many different random shapes, cubes at all angles. Once every while I'll just draw one and then imagine myself rotating it a bit, drawing it here. drawing it here, drawing it here. And this is quite sloppy, like these aren't accurate at all. But at least you feel like you're rotating them in space. And I hope seeing this and then seeing some newer works will help you see how much I have improved and how much work it took to improve. And so I hope that makes sense. I will look over the chat later on, so we'll be able to address some of your questions. But for now, let's just go over these. I do want to share with you. So here's the foot, Barg foot. This took a lot of effort. The Barg studies are very demanding. You just work slowly and accurately and try to get it to look as good as you can. Let me do this, flip it that way and show you up close. Some more Bargs. It's just basically there's this plate, a picture you use, and you just try to draw it, redraw it as accurately as you can. This is really a practice in patience and in perseverance and in, I guess, striving for a high level of accuracy, which all of these are optional, if you ask me. Like, I wouldn't force you to do these things. I don't remember who that is. I think it's Brahms, the music composer. I don't know, like not musician, classic music guy. Brahms. I believe that's him. I'm not sure though. This is when I started learning about the face anatomy. So this is the structure of the nose, basically, and the different common planes. So if you want to average it out, the different structures of it, if you're a doctor or something like that, you'll know all of these: maxilla bone, lateral cartilage, wings, ball, bridge, nasal bone, all of that stuff. Looking at this is a bit traumatic for me because I did my deviated septum surgery, so I don't want to imagine like someone actually had to hit a hammer over my nose. But yeah, and this is really cool. So this is a simplified version of the nose. Let me show you. So this is a simplified version just with front, side planes and bottom plane. And then once you feel good with this, you can move on and actually start learning about the more complex shapes. To this day, I don't have mastery of these shapes at all. So just saying, this is very complex. But just doing these studies really helps. It helps you move forward a bit. It's all about repetition here, really. This is a skull I have here in the studio. I don't remember. It's somewhere up there, up top, on my shelf. I just did a few practice sessions. Very messy. As you can see here, not clear enough on the light and shadow. That's really something to pay attention to, and it's something I'm working on improving right now. Usually, again, I don't do finished pencil work, so it doesn't matter to me as much. But if I would, then yes, I do want to improve that kind of a thing, because these are very messy. Empty random pages. Move on. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, just practicing, like doing different lines and shapes and so on. Working from my shoulder. All of these curves is just me practicing working from my shoulder rather than my hand. So instead of doing these small curves, you practice using the entire shoulder to get these beautiful curves, to draw these beautiful accurate circles and so on. So I did a lot of that too. This is nice. Let me show you a quick study. I got this caulk, you call it, I think, head model. And I just did a study of it in front of the window with backlight. Again, I wrote it down. Core shadow not dark enough. Should all be darker with smaller contrast when compared to darkest shadows where there's no reflected light. So instead of this, I should have done this. So you see, I wrote down all sorts of notes for myself here. And by the way, what you'll see next is very interesting too. So this sketchbook changes its tune a bit. You'll see a lot of notes I did from drawing lessons. So when I do a drawing lesson, I used to do the demos here, and I would explain to the students everything here. So you'll see a lot of interesting things like that. Now, this is a scene from my parents' house next to the small fence. Or a wall. They have these three pots that look really, really neat, and I decided to try and draw them. Do you see the white here? That's actually my white gel pen. It's not erasing. It's actually, let me show you. See? The white gel pen. I know it doesn't focus perfectly. That's fine. Whatever you can see, you can see. So yeah, this was really fun. And again, look at the shadows. They're a mess. They're a mess. I still didn't have control. And this isn't really that old, but I still didn't put enough effort into really getting the shadows, I guess, to be clear and to convey a very clear message. Okay. Now let's move on here. Let's see what else we got. I'm going to try and... Here are studies. Okay, so you saw the finished piece, but here are the studies. See here? Studies and then the final one. So always take your time, do a couple of these until you feel comfortable with the scene, with the composition. It's a big part of it, really. Oh, this is nice. So these you may recognize because I actually did a painting process of this scene. And this is, I think, a bit of a higher level. I actually did drawing lessons of all of these scenes. Let me show you up close. This is the really cool car scene. I believe in the YouTube video I chose to focus on these 3 cars. I'm not sure though. This is a parking lot car scene. Look at how few pencil lines. When everything is in the right place, it really does look like the thing it is. So it's just a bunch of cars parked with shadows coming towards us. Some trees here. So yeah, I hope you like that kind of a thing. Let's see what you're saying in the chat. Just to see we're on it. And then we'll continue. We'll pick up the pace, no worry. Namna B. Are there times you want to paint and then when you're ready to paint, you suddenly get demotivated? To be honest with you, that barely happens to me. I barely get that happen to me. My mindset is just of painting. I'm going to do, okay? I don't overthink it usually. And here's what you want to do. You want to shift your focus from the result or from the action of painting to just the process. The process is you take a piece of paper, you tape it to the board, you open up a reference photo and you paint. Okay, don't even worry about enjoying the painting process. Be focused on the process. If you know you want to paint something, just do it. And even if you feel bad, even if you feel demotivated, that's the one thing I can really suggest is to just focus on the process of improving, the process of constantly moving forward. Not necessarily even the process of doing this sketch or the process of doing that drawing, but the process of growing as an artist. And that is only by action, only by practicing and doing a lot of crappy paintings. I want you to do a lot of crappy paintings. I want you to really even hate your work. I don't care. Do something that looks terrible and move on to the next one. Move on to the next one. There will be a ray of light at the end of that tunnel. I promise you. So I hope that helps. Jumpy Jeff, good morning. Greetings from Chicago. Zaid Thakur, thank you for the Mark Tower Homes review. You got it. I don't remember. Did you ask me that? Yes, I believe you have. A lot of other people asked me that. And to be honest with you, Mark was on my list a long time ago. So it wasn't new. I'm eating a cookie. But I moved him up the list for you. Mariana Zaitseva. Glad to be here with you guys. Thank you for being here. Glorimar Wilson, hello. Phoenix Official, hi. Zaca Oliveira, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Evan Loebs, Durham. What's NC? I forgot. North Carolina. Blanca Rodriguez, Buenos Dias, Liron. Thank you. Dave says favorite sketchbook. Oh, do you mean like an actual sketchbook or my personal favorite? Favorite sketchbook? I have a lot. I really like the Winsor Newton ones for some reason. This one, yes, this is a huge Winsor Newton. I got it locally. So you see here, these are really good quality. I will say go for the at least 110 gram. I don't know if you can see this. You probably can't, but try not going for the 90 grams because they're really flimsy. Go for the 100 grams, okay? You won't regret it. Now, if you're talking about my personal sketchbook, I can't choose. There are so many. There are so many. Yeah. El Atouf channel, hello. Phoenix Official, I can't wait. Danica Mea Ramirez, I always forget to add dates on my sketch. Yeah, that's so true. That's something you have to remember. I forget all the time. Melody McClellan, wow, I'm so happy to see such a variety of places represented. I'm not the only one to get encouragement and guidance from Liron. Yeah, that's really cool. Eldon, thank you for reminding me about Miles Morales. Pens Palacio, are you using water-soluble graphite pencil? No, not really. These are just normal pencils. I do have it, just haven't used it yet. Suruchi Bide, the name of the character is Miles Morales, thank you. Blanca Rodriguez, do you still use the Canson Montval sketchbook? Yes, I love it. I ran out, but I'll probably buy more once I do more plein airs. But I do still like it. A few months ago, I was looking for Concern Monval reviews and then found your channel and stayed forever. Thank you so much, Blanca. I really appreciate it. Daisy Shinomori, I love the hand study. Thank you. Phoenix Official, hi Liron, I'm Yusuf. I remember you, Yusuf. Daiji says, I appreciate your candor in doing that hand study. Marjorie Johnson, I hope you have some of the earliest sketchbooks so we can follow your progress. I never had sketchbooks because my parents treated paper as precious, unlike my grandparents. I used to draw in mud. Wow. Yeah, it's a shame. I don't have many things like from my childhood. I wish I had saved them. I have like a few, very few drawings. It's Ivy Green Bunny. I like their videos. They're so good. Such great models too. Oh yeah, Croaky. They got censored on YouTube. By the way, it's Ivy Green. They also privated their videos on Vimeo. That really sucks. No wait, I mixed them with Croaky Cafe. I think it was called. Yeah, Croaky Cafe. Show your sketching supplies. I'll do that maybe later. Yeah, Johan Brahms. Yes, exactly. People hate drawing fruit bowls, and I love them. Well, they're so relaxing to draw. I agree. The fruit don't move anywhere. They're nice to draw. Praveen, hi Liron. I also did February 19. I recognize the figures. Cool. Yes, I did it too. Lately stopped doing art, but religiously follow all my favorite art YouTube channels, so videos. So hoping I'm not losing touch. No, even just watching, honestly, can keep you in the loop. It's funny how that works, you know. People practice air guitar when they don't have, like when they're on a gap where they can't play the guitar. It actually keeps you in touch with the skill. Funny enough. Eldon Summers, every time I try to use white gel pen on graphite, it goes horrible. Yeah, I'm using it on just normal pencil, so I guess that's a little different. It wasn't easy. I had to really scratch through the surface. Kimberly Hilton Studio. Making art is a practice. I've heard it said that it takes 10,000 hours to become a master. I believe that adds up to about an hour a day for 10 years. Now practicing to be a master someday. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think it takes even more in some cases. Zaid says, can you mention what brand the sketchbooks are? Yeah, I will mention. Thank you for letting me know. I'll show the brands. Some of these are generic, like it's nothing special. Don't get too caught up in the materials, but I will mention them. Adrian Yu, these car sketches are gorgeous, thank you. John says, awesome sketchwork studies. Vojta Chepelak, something came up and I gotta go to see this recorded as always. I will, of course. Danica Maya Ramirez, they're magnificent. The 10,000 hours rule, even Ed Sheeran used it. Johan Gunter, golden tip. Thank you for all the content. Greetings from Netherlands. 10,000 hours multiplied by the amount of hours you practice. Hi sir, how are you? I'm good, Anwar Khan. How are you? Vespa for Jen. It's unnerving to use nice sketchbooks for practicing painting, but crappy paper makes potentially good painting not as good. Yeah, it does. So I do recommend using good paper, as good as you can. However, I will show you this like campus sketchbook, my newest one. I just use it for anatomy. It's like really cheap, really generic. You will see. You don't need much, I promise you. Kabzuin, best sketchbook for watercolor and pen. That will be the Canson Monval. Okay, Canson Monval that was mentioned here a few times. I think that's the best for me. I'm gonna give you a recommendation for pen. This is a golden recommendation. Use this for pen. Use the XL Mix Media. I can show you here. Canson Mix Media, 60 sheets. These are thick. Let me show you. They're not the best for watercolor, but it can be done. And this is no flimsy paper. So for pen, it's more than perfect, and they're really cheap. So how much was this one? Well, I don't see the price, but I believe it was like $5.99 or $6.99, something like that. And it has 60 sheets that are thick. You can easily draw on both sides, and it's possible to do watercolor. So I would go with an XL Canson Mixed Media. Okay. So let's continue here, and then I'll go back to looking at some questions. Only one thing I'll address. Danica Maya Ramirez, when doing human sketches, do you use grid lines? No, I don't. I do look at the relations between them, and I use pipelines, or plumb lines they're called. So I drop a line and see what intersects with it. Like, for example, my nose intersects with whatever it is, my right clavicle. But I don't do grid lines for that. No, I practice drawing them from observation. I will use grids for a large complex scene though, for watercolor. So I do that from time to time. What is that? Oh, that's a nice study. So that's a study for a painting I did. I don't know if you remember, I actually have a YouTube video of people coming towards us and the light coming from behind. A really nice one. So let's see. I'm going to lose my orientation in the sketchbook because it's so huge. I want to show you something. Look at this page here. Look at the quality of the lines. Okay, this isn't good. This is when I practiced gesture drawing. I think this is from 2019 or 18. And look at the quality of lines here. They're not as good for gestures. I wasn't comfortable enough with it. Remember this, because I'm going to show you later on a newer sketchbook, and you will see the difference, okay? And it's about a 3 years gap, so trust me, you do improve with time, okay? You do have to practice the right things, but you do improve, okay? All of these are very sloppy in terms of my pencil technique. Just a quick random car, as you can see here. Let's see what else. And we'll try running through these real fast, as I can. Some scenes, cafe, and you can pause the video if you rewatch it after the live ends. You can pause the video if you want to focus on something more. This is, I think I did this for a perspective video on YouTube. Studies of perspective, point of view, or height as the viewer. This is a really cool one. This is a rooftop here, really close to our apartment. Okay. Let's see. It's a very empty sketchbook, by the way. You may recognize this. Another one. You may recognize that fact. It's a pretty empty one in a way, because I didn't want these to smear, so I didn't want to put two things on both sides. Here's the fruit bowl we talked about. Let's see here. What else we have? Just a bunch of random stuff. This is where this sketchbook turns into the more lesson oriented. So when I would give drawing lessons, I'll share them here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, we hit the gold. So here are a couple of studies of really nice scenes I did for watercolor. So I first did these studies and then I painted them in watercolor. So that's really fun. Very quick, as you can see here, just figuring out a basic composition. Okay, now I'm going to show you the real gold here. So these are studies I did to paintings. I'm ashamed to say I don't remember the artist, but I will check because I did a Painting Masters episode on him. So I'm going to tell you, he's so good that I really recommend you check out his work. So I'm going to go over to my channel. I'll find it in a moment. Maybe you remember it, I don't know. This one and this one are studies of his work, these three. This is a different one. I don't remember if it's a Joseph Zbukvich or just a random one, but I'm going to go to my playlists. I'm going to take a cookie here. And we're going to go to Painting Masters. Wait a sec. Sorry for the dead air. But I do want to show you. I just forgot the name. It's really shameful of me. Here we go. Painting Masters. I'll tell you exactly who it was. It was one of the earlier episodes. Wasn't Sargent. One sec. Oh, okay. Trevor Chamberlain. I can't believe I forgot. So I'm gonna put the link to the video in the chat if you want to see more of his work, because it's just incredible. I have really funky hair in the video. Oh yeah, and I found, okay, you won't believe this, I actually found the exact painting. I don't know if I can show you. It'll be a mess. I'll send you the link to the video. So this is Trevor Chamberlain. These are studies of works by Trevor Chamberlain. Can you hear Ruth? Tries to be useful, barking at the street. Okay, so I did studies of his work, and this is something I'll do very often because I find it really helpful to learn how other artists work. Okay, we have a Ruth cameo, earlier than expected. Bye. We'll put you on full screen. There we go. Okay. You may leave.
Boy.
Yes, Ruth. Oh, Ruth. She hates me when I do these videos. Okay, let's rearrange this. Okay, we can continue. So, Trevor Chamberlain, so good. Such a good painter. I love his work. Love it. Let's pick up the pace. Let's finish with this one. Let's be goal-oriented here, because there's so much to go over, and we're still in the first one. A couple of studies of this one is Joseph Zbukvich, and I bet some of you can tell that by the style, because I know people, Christine Bourgeois says, hi Ruth. Some of you can recognize this. This is one of his favorites works, for my personal favorites of his. I just love the way these trees look. The boat, I don't remember by whom it is. Maybe Joseph Z. It could even be Patrick Lee Greaves here on YouTube. I'm sorry, I don't remember. This one, I don't remember either, but it's okay. There's just so many studies here that I did just to better familiarize myself with different techniques, different painting methods, just a bunch of notes here. I'll see if I can find something interesting, and if not, we'll jump into the next sketchbook, the second one. So it only took us, what, 40 minutes to finish one? Ooh, got a paper cut? That's fine. I have really terribly dry skin. This is when I tried drawing Peter Dinklage, aka Tyrion Lannister. I did okay. And this is Will Smith. So here it goes. I did one. This is funny. I'll show you. So I did a sketch of Will Smith, and then I realized that it's not turning out the way I wanted, so I derped him out. So here's derpy Will Smith. Like, I just did his eyes all weird on purpose because this is a lesson for you. If you do something and you hate it, just roll with it. As they say, roll with the punches, and just do something funny. And then I did this one slightly better. Didn't have the patience to shade it. But yeah, that's Will Smith for you. Let's see what else we have here. So this is interesting. This is something I did for a project that never saw the light of day. Light of day? Yeah. So this is what the old, I believe the old bus station here in Tel Aviv looked like. Central bus station. So I used an old photo to sketch this one out. I think this is interesting, actually, just to show, because it really relies on cross-hatching. I was asked recently if I think it's okay to do cross-hatching with a ruler for longer lines that are really hard to get manually. Sorry, I have terribly dry skin here. It's really annoying, so I just made sure I wasn't really cut by the paper. It is okay to use a ruler. Like here, these are really long lines. I used a ruler. It's fine. Just try to avoid too much patterns if you don't want that kind of a thing. Now, my perspective is off. If you actually connect this line, it doesn't end at the same vanishing point, but that's fine. It was just a fun one to do. Really liked it. Let me show you some of the details again up close. And yeah, this is the first work of this sketchbook, by the way, I think. Yep. And here we're done. So let me show you again the sketchbook itself. This is a Winsor Newton. I'm going to read it to you because you probably can't see it. Let's try. Can you see it? No, wait. I'm going to show you here maybe. Here it'll work. It's funny how my Max camera ends up being better. So you can see it here. That's that. Really good sketchbook. Really huge. And then we can move on to the next one. So let's get rid of this. Be careful your coffee cup when you turn around your notebook. I'm afraid you will spill your coffee. Yeah, I know. I need to be careful. Let's go for a smaller one now. Okay, let's keep this varied. So I'm going to show you another old one. I believe this is 2017. And there's just a bunch of stuff here. So, you know what? Let me zoom in now. We don't need this huge space. So I'm going to do this. And then I'll do that. So I can show you more up close. Okay, there will be some moving around because again, this camera's zoom isn't really something I can rely on, unfortunately. So I'll have to do these manually, like in the good old days. That's fine. So this is for when I started practicing clothes and folds. So more like a fashion sketch. So that's interesting. Probably something a little different for you to see. So there it goes. Here's some more folds and clothes. This just, I don't know what that is. Another one. This is nice. This is nice. I don't remember what I based it on, but I just felt like going crazy with pen and ink. This is Dan. This is a guy who used to work with me in live person, so that's funny. Sanji from One Piece. Some of you may recognize. Just so random. Just a bunch of random sketches, street signs, a tree that doesn't look much like a tree. I'm sorry I don't have the dates for these. I really don't know when that's from, but I would guess 2016 or something like that. Mostly work from, like quick work from observation, but there is one or two a little more detailed you will see. So this guy here, again, try doing some clothes, folds, figuring out how these work. So this is probably, wait, we have another one before that? No, okay, so this is probably the most detailed one here. Not perfect at all, but it's nice. It's good. I think it's good. It was a good practice in patience. Then I got to the hair and I lost all patience, as you can see. It's just a big mess. I don't even remember what that is. Random motorcycle. Oh, that's actually not a random motorcycle. I used it for a couple of things. And believe it or not, this is when it ends. So I have all of this, haven't touched it yet. So I may do something with it in the future, who knows. But just a really cool, like a really beautiful sketchbook too. So yeah, I don't even know. Nobi notes. I don't even know, like, no extra data on this one. But you can see, I believe this is 2017. I believe that's the case. Let's go over another small one. Here we go. This one has a few more urban sketches and scenes that were actually done plein air. Oh, wait, is this the one I wanted? You know what? It's not, but it's still a nice one, so we'll go over that. So let's get started from the beginning. So a lot of random stuff. I sometimes do that. Just random stuff, as you can see here. I will look at the chat in just a moment. You know what? Let me see what you're saying. Let's find something nice and then stop there. Here's just random, probably tourists traversing the city that I sketched really quick. So let's stop here. I'm going to explain this in just a moment. Let's see what you're saying in the chat. Where did we stop here? Okay, yeah. Kusum Shabong Art. Hey Liron, just joined now. Wanted to know for practice, should you be using good paper or cheaper one? I think if you're doing sketches, like, you know, pencil, pen, use cheaper paper. Like, you don't need really, really good paper. For pencil and pen sketches, you can get quite a lot done with cheaper paper. Whatever gets you going. If it gives you motivation, use cheaper paper. Vespa for Jen. Liron. You're such a versatile artist and you're so inspiring. Thank you. I'm gonna make myself disappear so you don't see me munch. Unai Estebar. Hi everyone, love that you do, love what you do. Congrats. What numbers are these pencils? That looks really black. So I have been using a lot of these kinds back at that time. 6B, let me show you here. 6B. I'm gonna get myself back here. Come on. Okay. That kind of a pencil. These are really dark, so let me show you. See? Very strong lines. I love the B's. I love the B's. I prefer them over the H's for sure. I don't like hard lights. One more thing I forgot. This is a moleskin sketchbook. Okay, you asked me and I said I will show you for each one. So this is a moleskin. You can see here. Now this is really cool because I believe I bought it in the airport, maybe in Italy, I think, because I got my name embossed here. So that's really cool. They had this thing where if you buy a sketchbook, you get this for free. So they just put it here. That's really neat. That's really cool. Very personalized, so I like that kind of a thing. So yeah, moleskin. I believe it's the watercolor type, though I could be mistaken. Moleskins aren't really good. They're okay. Yeah, so this is the moleskin watercolor album, as you can see here. The size, I don't remember. Let's see if it says here. No, but you can see it's one of the small ones. This is 200 gram pages. Medium, I guess. So yeah, it's not huge. You can see it's a small size. Let's see what else you're saying here in the chat. Zaitakura, paint question. Is it true that you can get more out of a 5 milliliter professional tube than a 10 milliliter of student or Cotman paint? I think so, yeah. For some paints, it's really terrible if it's student grade. Generally speaking, tubes are safer in that regard because you can use it straight out of the tube and then it gives you a lot. But for pens, there's no comparison. Some pens you need to scratch so hard until you actually get something that it's just not worth it, if you ask me, if I'm being honest. So yeah, there is some truth to that. Not always, but there is some truth. I like practicing, Danica Ramirez, I like practicing my sketch on print paper. Yeah, that's fine. You know, I do the preparatory sketches or the rough drafts for my manga on printer paper, A4, normal, regular printer paper. So that works. Yeah, just moved it a bit so that you can see more up close. Hopefully it's still clear. Let me fix this a bit. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I think I'll upgrade this one soon. It's not that expensive. Okay, let's see. Rich G, is your email on your YouTube site? Yes, if you go to my, you can just send an email to liron@lironian.com. But if you go to my channel, all you have to do is hit the About tab and then scroll a bit and you'll see for business inquiries, view email address. You hit that, you do a CAPTCHA, because YouTube doesn't trust you to be human, and then you get it. May Ossie, you know May. What's your pro tip for producing vibrant colors? For producing vibrant colors. So I would say if you can get away with one wash, that'll be the best advice I can give you. Like this one, the colors are pretty, they're screaming at you. Try to not do many glazes, okay? So just try getting the right value the first time. So just use as much paint as necessary. Do wet and wet while it's still wet to make it darker. And don't glaze over it, ever, if you can. And one more thing I will say is to clean my palette. If you want a really pure, vibrant color, clean your palette, unlike what I do. So I hope that helps. Madukov Venkatesh, Namaste Liron, finally figured out the time difference. Oh, cool, cool. If you go on Instagram, you'll see actually, and by the way, 126 people, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you go on Instagram, there's a little countdown till the live stream. So if it's hard for you to tell the time difference, you'll see live in 4 hours or something like that. Danny Chan. Hi Liron, is a sketchbook meant to be drawn on only one side if you draw with pencils? Good sketchbooks are a bit costly and I'm hesitant to use them. I think it really comes down to personal preference and the type of pencil you use. So if you're using a harder lead, which I don't have here to show you, it's not going to come off as easily, so you can probably use it on both sides. But if you're using this soft of a lead, look, I'm just going to do this and it already smears around. So you want to be careful. Some people put, if it's something you put a lot of effort into, some people actually put like this parchment paper so that you can it can protect the 2 pages. So that's something to try out. Or if you don't care and you're just practicing, work on both sides, and worst case it will smear. I think it's a good practice to have a sketchbook that like you don't care and you can work both sides, and then one for more detailed works that you can work one-sided if you're really interested in that, okay? Watercolor is safe. Work on both sides, not really a problem. Won't buckle too much probably, it's okay. And it won't smear, obviously, once it's dry. Johan Gunter, do you spray your pencil drawings to preserve them? No, I don't. Maybe I should. Vespa Fort Yen. Wow, you make beautiful sketches from otherwise boring structures, but because you make light and shadow, the sketch is beautiful. Thank you. Christine says, hi, Ruth. Daiji says, hi, Ruth. Madukov says, infinitely pleasing, Ruth. Ray says, Ruth. Pritisna Singh, this central bus station one is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, be careful with your coffee cup. I will. Central bus station, awesome. Thank you so much, Vespa. Danica, spilling your coffee on your almost finished watercolor drawing is, yeah, it is terrible. I hope it didn't happen to you, but it sounds like you're talking from experience. Vespa says pen and ink, fountain pen. I will show you some fountain pen work if you'll wait till I get to that sketchbook. Okay, Donna Bowman, I love a moleskin I have a moleskin like that. Totally love it. Dejan Petrovici, did you do barg with charcoal or graphite? I don't know. You tell me. What is that pencil? It's just a normal pencil. It's probably graphite or lead. I don't know. Just a normal pencil. I didn't do it the proper way, to be honest. So yeah. May, is this Union Square, New York City? Which one? I don't remember. This isn't Union Square, May. I'll show you Union Square maybe later. I don't know if I have one. Bakr Abuabla, Shalom, which is hello, as some of you know. Hello, Beckett, to you. Zaid Thakur, need to make an informed choice. White Knights artist or Winsor Newton Cotman? White Knights. I wouldn't think twice. White Knights. Isabel Wittich, hello from Germany. I love your stream so much. Thank you. MB, I also use Moleskine and I love it, but as you said, they're okay. Which are the best? I would say, again, Consumer Val, or if you can get Arche sketchbooks with real arch paper, 300 grams. That's the best. And I actually have one here. Think Pei Hongray. Do you draw or paint portraits? If you do, can you show us? I will show you if there are here. I don't do many, but I will show you. Mary C, bit late to this today. Don't worry, we're right in the middle of it. Okay, let's move on. So this is actually from the art fair in Tel Aviv, where I told you I sold my paintings for a while. Had a really good time there. I learned a lot about, and by the way, the light's a little off. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll play around with the settings. Let's try a cooler light. Is it here? I don't know. We'll see if that works better. No, it doesn't. Never mind. Okay. So I had a good time there, sold quite a lot of paintings, but the thing was I wasn't able to keep up with my actual work with the business and everything because it was twice a week. It was a long hours, so I had to quit at some point. But here what you see is a guy working glasses. So there's all sorts of art there. Some paintings, some even portraits on the spot. Some people do wood carvings, prints, all sorts of things. And this guy, and actually it was a couple, he did glass work live, and people would stop and take a look. And this is like the, what do you call it, like the mini gazebo they would put. Everyone would have their own little umbrella. So yeah, I think it's a really fun one. When I did it back in the day, I was like, this is so messy, but I'm sure it will look okay after a while, and it does. It looks really good for me now, at least. Let me show you here. Maybe I'll get a better view of the colors. Maybe you won't. I don't know. But let's move on. So here we are at the FDR for Freedoms Park on Roosevelt Island, New York. So in our last visit to New York, I painted this one. The view from Roosevelt Island. This was so fun. I miss New York. Gotta come back. Gotta come back at some point. So that was really fun. Quick one. Plein-Air. I believe this is also somewhere in New York, like the random corner of a random building. I think that's next to the museum, kind of. Which street is it with all of the museums all along it? I don't remember, but I think it's there. This is Union Square, next to the train station. I don't know if you can recognize, but this is the train station. I actually have a painting of this too. Here, a bunch of people, and there are two buildings here. And one of the coolest things that happened to me was some person commented, I believe, on Instagram, or was it on YouTube? I don't remember. And they said I actually live in one of these buildings, which is really cool. So yeah, Union Square, here we go. Another one, larger, same scene. This was, I think, in the airport. So this is really cool. I'm surprised that it turned out so well, because obviously you don't have much time when you're doing this kind of work. And what I want to direct your attention to is, again, art. Yes, it does imitate reality, but there are the work. So you don't have to stick to the original. How does that apply here? Look at this person. Because they're closer to us, look at how thick the outline is. In real life, there aren't any outlines. Do you see an outline on my shoulder? None. But I made it stronger to get that feeling of depth. So that's one thing you want to pay attention to. Change things up if you think they'll enhance the reference. Okay? And again, the message for today... I have to stop and really show you this one. Who can you recognize who that is? Let me know right in the chat if you can recognize who that is. Let me know. I'm looking at the chat. I'm on it. So let me know. But if anything, I want this video to be a lesson in look at the sheer amount of sketches I'm doing. And just now remember, we've gone through maybe 4 sketchbooks. I have at least like 20 others there. And that's not even everything. So Mary C says, oh, cute dog. Can you tell which dog it is? Well, obviously, you know the answer. Come on. Ruthless. Yes, she's completely ruthless. So Ruth has this thing when you look at her from a lower angle, or she raises her hand, she looks really like a royalty, like a baron, and we always make fun of her for looking like a complete royalty boss. So you can see her here, very snobbish, looking down at us. That's how she is. So yeah, here are a bunch of quick building sketches. To be honest with you, I think these were reference free. They just sketched them out. That happens from time to time. Here I did a couple of studies just in perspective, 3D. So imagine these sheets of paper or something like that, and they're kind of in space. Here's a really fun one. I don't remember the street. For many of these I don't remember. Ruth came for a round too. לא נראה לי שהיא רוצה, אבל אפשר לנסות.
תהיה יפה עכשיו, זה בסדר.
Oh, okay. She's tired now. Did you play?
כן, קצת.
שלום לך. שלום. Okay, we have been blessed by Ruth's presence. ראית את הציור שלה?
כן, ברור.
משפיל. רותי, טובה. תראי, look at the camera. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. היא טובה. היא טובה. היא טובה. Doesn't she look like she's forced to be here? You can go if you want to.
She's pretty calm.
You can go. Bye-bye. We got one. We got a successful Ruth cameo. Let's see, how long are we into this? I'm not sure. Where does it say that? Never mind. We'll figure it out because I want to remember where. Okay, we're like an hour into it. We got a proper Ruth cameo. Okay, back to this perspective study. Just figuring out what these thin sheets of whatever material they are will look in space. Yes, it's Ruth. Oh, okay. No worries, Christine Kaiser. You will see her again. You can watch her in the replay. But yeah, Ruth is a total boss for sure. This page I love. Look at all these cars. And you really see you don't need much to create the impression of a car. It's basically a box. So if you just get a box and you place it in perspective and you add the tires, the wheels, and maybe you add this part at the back here like that, and you have a truck or something like this, and then you add some light and shadow, and there you're done. See, that's fine. I just felt like sketching something. And then we have the cast shadow, and then we have the lights and the mirror and the antenna, whatever. But it really is just a box in space. These are really fun. Here we go here as well. This one was fun. This one was for a TikTok video. I just filmed myself sketching. This is a dude from behind. I don't remember where it was, but just someone sitting maybe in the bus. All sorts of nice little sketches, composition studies. New York. This is from New York, 5th Avenue. I did a huge painting of this one, if you remember. Let me show you up close. Yeah, Ruth wants to do a watercolor for us, I'm sure. Strucy Vida says Ruth is missing you and wants you to end the session ASAP. Yeah, right. She can miss me. I got work to do. Someone pays the bills and it's not her. So she never pays the bills. We always ask her to and she never does. Ray Balkwell. So I did a couple of studies here. I don't even recognize what it is. But yeah. Okay, this one's nice. This is actually close to where we live now. It's, just a bench for people to sit outside when you still could. When it was still allowed. Oh, this one is nice. So this one you probably saw a video of if you've been really following the channel. I did this video talking about composition and how from one scene you can create multiple different compositions and use different sections to create an interesting impression. Just a bunch of stuff. I hope you can't hear me chew. Cards from above, a very challenging angle. Just looked out the window and saw them and sketched them out real fast. This one I like a lot. Really, I think the message here is just do. Just go out there or open up a window and draw. Or just draw what you see on your desk. Draw this pencil. Do something like practice. Practice. This is actually the view from outside my studio. There's this pipe running along the building. I did a painting of it. Sorry, like that. Turned out terrible. Did a slightly better version later on. So here's another one, cool one for you. Who is this? Again, Ruth. So yeah, sketched a couple of... So this one, I did her entire body, and then I realized the face doesn't look like her one bit. So I did another one slightly better. Okay. So yeah. Oh, this one. This is one of my favorites. Also did this for a TikTok video. Just a really fun, quick process. Enjoyed it a lot. This is markers. like I did in that Lisbon sketch, where I used some markers. It's the same one. The difference is this paper is actually good for markers, a little more even. So the moleskin is really good for markers. It is very receptive to them. This is Guts from Berserk. This is when I started going back into manga. So I would say around, when was it? Start of 2020? I don't even remember, to be honest with you. There are no dates here. But I do know for sure some of it is 2019 because of this, because of the art fair. So yeah, Guts. Then we have Shirke, I believe. Yes, Shirke, another character from Berserk. I had a long way to go with manga style back then, and I still do. But I really see this now, and I'm like, wow, I improved. And this is, I forgot his name. Judo, of course. How could I forget? Random stuff. Just a bunch of random stuff. People, look at this guy. Look at this guy walking with his shopping bag. This is really neat. I think this is from when I worked on my Sketching People Masterclass course. This is fun. This one I like too. Just a touch of watercolor. Very fun. Oh, this you may remember from a YouTube video. I showed you how I sketched these two. A guy doing this dance. Just a bunch of random stuff. These I did for TikTok just to show how beautiful watercolor can be. Highly saturated. This, who knows? I don't even remember what it is. Maybe I practiced lifting. This one also I did for TikTok. I forgot the name of the manga. Demon something, I think. I don't watch it though. Here's another one. So it's the same scene twice. Did this one with a fuller one. This is really nice. I like that. Here's another one. Used some salt here, I think. This is Zabuza from Naruto. This is an idea for a story I had back then. I don't know, if you're into manga and anime, you'll enjoy this section a lot. Oh, this is fun. Acrylics. So I actually painted some acrylics in my moleskin. So check these out. Very fun, kind of quick ones. These are quick ones for sure. This one's a little slower, but I just practiced them. I wanted to improve my acrylics and just opened up a random page. I actually would like to fill in a complete sketchbook just with acrylics. Could be really fun. I'll show you a more detailed one later on. Perspective studies. Let's run through these. Let's finish up this sketchbook. Oh, these are nice. So this is a very detailed, very careful one I did. Also filmed this for TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, there's a link to it from my channel. Just visit there and then on top you'll see TikTok. Enjoy this one a lot and put a lot of work into it. Same goes for this one. Put a lot of work into this portrait. I forgot who it is. I covered her in, I believe, Painting Masters 2. But I'm not sure if it's her or her sister. I have to find out now. You see, that's the problem. Once I go into the rabbit hole, let's see what you're saying in the meantime. Yeah, Ruth is for sure ignoring us. Let's see here. Again, playlists. We're going to go to Painting Masters, and we'll find her. I keep forgetting artists' names. Maybe it's because I'm 30 plus now. Let's see here. Amit Kapoor. This is actually a more recent episode, so let's see. We have Ratendra, we have Ali Kavanagh, we have Takumi Yokooka, we have Nicholas Lopez, and Abgot. I'll find her. Just a moment. Here we go. Vanessa Bell. How could I forget? I'm going to send you this video as well. So I'm not sure because Vanessa Bell's sister was a writer, I believe. So I think that's Vanessa Bell's sister that you see here. Pretty sure of it. And you can kind of correct. Virginia Woolf. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Lucia Roth. Thank you. Yeah, I forget these things so easily. Thank you so much for that. Yes, exactly. Virginia Woolf. So I believe that's Virginia Woolf. Got it. Could have been solved much easier. Thank you for that. And this is it. Done with this one. Thank you. I really appreciate it, Lucia Roth. You've been great help. Let's go for a larger sketchbook and an older one. Okay, we're going back in time. So this is a Fabriano sketchbook. Demon Slayer. I think the guy is Tanjiro. That is true, Danica Mai Ramirez. You are correct. Thank you for that. So this is a Fabriano drawing. 60 pages, 160 grams, so a little thicker. Okay, it's going to be fun. Let's open up something that we have something to look at, and then I'll address the chat. So here we go. Let's see what you're saying. It's been a few good minutes since I looked. Started off with Winsor Newton. Okay, Eldon Summers. I started off with a Winsor Newton Cotman and I loved it, but the general consensus seems to be that White Knights is better. A big difference is that White Knights, Winsor Newton tends to be very light compared to the intensity of others. Yes, so you see, I find White Knights to be pretty much professional grade, whereas Winsor Newton Cotman is student grade, and that's a huge difference. Now, for me, at least here in Israel, the prices of White Knights are cheaper, significantly. I don't know if it's because we're closer to Russia, where they're made, but it's just not, it's a no-brainer, really. I would go for the artist grade any day if it's even cheaper, or at least the same price range. Winsor Newton, the normal line, not the Cotman's one, is good. Not my favorite, but it's definitely professional. Jack Williams, I heard that you could use a thin layer of watercolor over a pencil to fix it. Have you tried it? So Jack, that's actually quite genius, because maybe you've noticed whenever you try to erase a pencil off of watercolor, what you'll find is that you can't erase it where the water touched the pencil lines. So that's actually a really good idea. The only problem with that is a lot of my sketchbooks can't handle water. So once I'll put water, it's going to warp completely. So that's the catch. It's actually a good idea, but that is the catch. Eldon Summers of others. Mr. Nobody, love from Kerala. Thank you so much. Mary C, no idea what happened where my iPhone gender switched emojis. That's funny. Dayan Petrovici, wow, you got a really intense dark with the graphite on the bargs. Yes, indeed. Mary C, do you like the granulating paints? I have nothing against them. I don't necessarily like them more than normal paints, but I know a lot of people don't like them. That's not me. I think they look cool, depending on the use. I'm all for them. John says, thank you for another great live, Liron. We'll catch up later on, my friend. Take care. Thank you so much, John. Lisbeth Rodriguez, good morning. Ready for my coffee with Liron. Cool. I'm really thinking about doing more live streams. Maybe I'll replace one of the next videos with a live stream. It's so fun. Nettie, I love the paintings you have been doing with automobiles in them. I've learned a lot from your art tips. Thank you. Zaid, have you done caricatures, Liron? No. That's actually, my dad likes to do caricatures. My dad has a certain gift for drawing, for sure. There were times where he would do more, but now a little less. Sometimes when there's someone with an interesting face on TV, like on reality TV, he'll draw them. And I did try, but caricatures are very, again, misleading. You think to yourself, because it's exaggerated, it's easier. It's not. You actually have to know like the anatomy of the face really well, in my opinion. So I didn't do many. Maybe it's something I'll try in the future as kind of an extra. I haven't though. It's really, really something I want. I may consider doing just to enhance my skills. I think everything you learn goes into your skill set and improves it. So you know, it's just a big part of whatever you do as an artist. And by the way, thank you so much for being here. 117 people watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you still haven't, hit the like button. It takes just a moment, and it really helps this live stream get to more people. So thank you so much for that. Ruth, Dougie, Ruth, Duggo. Everyone loves Ruth. Danica Mea Ramirez. Is it better to use gouache paint? For what purpose? I think gouache is great. Gouache is beautiful. It's very versatile also in a way that it is opaque. I want to try some gouache. I see people paint with gouache to a beautiful end result. So, yep, definitely. If you like it, go for it. Adrian Yu says Ruth. Christine Kaiser, I went to grab a coffee and miss Ruth. Saruchi Bida, is this Ruth? Yes, that's Ruth. Ray says Ruth, the assistant artist. Sophia says a legend. Ruth's eyes, dog's name, such a sweetie, what a doll. Thank you. I think Ruth wants to do a watercolor. I wish. Sketches like Milan Mulik. He's so good. Do you refer to actual sketches he does? Because I've only seen watercolors. Or you talk about watercolors. He's really good. Nettie says, I love the cars. Thank you so much. Cubs win, Liron, you are so human and authentic and fun. I really enjoy your personality and willingness to share your talent in life. Sure, my pleasure. Adrian, you, and I really appreciate you being here. Like, that's the best I can ask for, really. Adrian Yu says Demon Slayer, that is correct. Barb White, I'm working on the Sketching People course right now. It's fantastic, by the way. Thank you for that. Danica says Demon Slayer, I think the guy is Tanjiro, that is true. Desi R, so cool. Lucia says Virginia Woolf. Marjorie Johnson, Ruth barks, Litbit barks. It doesn't take much of an excuse for a Shelby to bark. Oh, yeah, sure. Good thing my other pets don't make any noise. Worms. Oh, Worm Farm. That's crazy. Wow. Liron, you should check out Tada Tada Art Club YouTube channel. I think you would like his figure drawing. Yeah, sure. I'll open it up now so that I don't forget later. So you said Tada Tada Art Club. I'll check it out. Sure. I have to open things immediately, or I'll just forget. So, is it Olaf Falafel? Okay, I'll take a look later for sure. I'll keep it open. Christine Kaiser, I agree on the Cotman. They were my first set, and I found them a bit wishy-washy. They were my first set too, by the way. I started with Winsor Newton Cotmans. Winsor Newton's White Knights are a great budget professional option. Yes, Marjorie Johnson, White Knights used to be really cheap here on Amazon. The price has doubled over the last 2 years. I find White Knights more like Old Holland. Interesting. I tried Old Holland, but it was a really old tube, and it was starting to go bad. So yeah, let me just get this a little higher so you can see everything. Here we go. So now we have an anatomy sketchbook. So a lot of people ask me, this is actually huge. Let me show you my face. A lot of people ask me how to improve in drawing people, how to improve in drawing figures. Now, there are several levels you can go to. One level that I like and I really appreciate is sketching from observation. It's something I do a lot of. Most of my courses are built around that in the drawing realm. Now, if you want to go beyond that to the point of construction yourself, invention even, which I have to do now for the manga, you want to go beyond that and study the underlying anatomy. So, a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. To really get it right, it takes a lot of work. And this sketchbook, if anything, is a testament to that. Okay, so let me make myself a little smaller here. And I'll show you some crazy stuff, really. Spine studies. This is the shape of the spine. There's the cervical area, I guess, of the neck. Then you have the thoracic where the rib cage is. Then you have the lumbar and the sacral, and all of that connects to the pelvis. So look at how many studies of just the spine I did here, and you'll see in the next couple of pages. I actually studied the way the vertebrae looks for every different section, okay, just to have a better understanding. Then what it looks like connecting to the neck, the connection to the pelvis bones. Let me show you. This is from the July 2020. You can barely see it. 20th of July 2020. Okay. Motion of the spine in the default position where the pelvis is tilted like that. That's just the natural position when you're resting, and this creates a balance between all of the different parts of it. What the neck looks like when rotating the head. This is wrong and this is right. Now look at all of the studies here of the skeleton in motion. Basically what you have here is the skull, the spine, rib cage, and pelvis. And I even wrote down here, my main mistake is the pelvis. Remember, its plane is perpendicular to the spine's angle. Warm-ups, some three-dimensional ovals, and right back into drawing the spine. And by the way, this is from Proko's anatomy course. Again, spine. Look at how many of these it takes, and I'm still like nowhere near where I want to be. Look at all of these, and I gave myself feedback. Again, the thoracic must match the shape of the rib cage, use a straight line to represent the bottom of the rib cage, a bunch of self-critique, okay? So this is me drawing the, this says Rhiannon, refresher on the rib cage. 22nd of July. What was the previous one? 20th? So 2 days later, 22nd of July. And what I did here was, here's the shape from the side. Let me rotate it in my mind's eye in different angles. So if I rotate it a bit like that, what will happen? A bit more, a bit more, a bit more. You can see this here as well. Just look at how many of these it took. Another attempt, and then the solution of Proko, so trying to fix it, my own mistakes. Then the rib cage. And even though I moved to the rib cage now, to the rib cage lesson, later on you'll see more spine. So I keep going back to the things I already learned. And this is something you'll have to do again and again and again. I'm going to put back my extra layer. I don't know why it's either cold or warm. I'm not sure. It moves between the two in this room. One sec. Here we go. Okay. So a bunch of rib cages. Just look at how many rib cages and spines I drew here. Okay, look at all these things. And then I moved on to the pelvis, so learning the bone, the structure, everything else, the iliac crest, the pieces, the aces. This isn't an anatomy lesson, obviously, but I'm showing you this so that you can understand just how much work it takes. This is from a lesson in which I learned how to draw the pelvis from imagination, how to construct it from a three-dimensional kind of a model that you build in your head from multiple angles. Look at how many different sessions. So this is for the 29th of July, so about a week after the other one. The rib cage and how the muscles layer on top of it, and this sternum that looks like a tie that's here. Again, rib cage, multiple angles. So this is when I really started taking anatomy seriously, back in the middle of 2020. Maybe even the end of the first third, or first quarter even. I really started taking it seriously. Rib cage, started layering some muscle over it. Full of mistakes, but still cool that I tried. You see, it's just repetition. Now I started learning about the bones, so the clavicles here, the collarbone. The way it goes all the way to the shoulder, connects with the scapulas, and then this is a preparation for learning the muscles over them. All of the different movements of the scapula, the elevation, raising the arm, lateral rotation, moving it to the side, protraction, moving forward, backward, depression, everything. This is crazy. If you really want to build the ability to draw people from your imagination, you have to do this kind of work. And all of this has to sit in perspective. You actually have to be able to draw these in perspective. Now, if you didn't come here for an anatomy lesson, rest assured, I'm going to go over some more watercolory sketchbooks. I promise you. Okay, I have a bunch of other lighter ones. I did want to show you a newer one, still a larger one. This is August 2020. Now I started building the scapula in 3 dimensions, doing some gestures, okay? Look at the quality of the lines here, especially this one. Like, this one turned out just the way I envisioned it. Remember the ones I showed you earlier? I told you, remember these? Look at how much better the line quality is here, okay? And all it takes is just repeating the same kind of practice sessions, doing lots of gestures. Did some with pen because I felt like I needed to loosen up, okay? A bunch of 3-dimensional shapes. Perspective's a little better. I'm starting to improve in the finer details. More rib cages, more clavicles, more, tons of gestures. Look at this one. This one turned out perfect. Like, I can really feel the weight of the model taking steps. This is all from Croaky Cafe RIP. Unfortunately, they privated all of their videos on Vimeo, so I don't know what to say. Let's see some of what you're saying. Okay, yeah, good. People are still here, still watching. Thank you for that. Now I started learning about the muscles. So from the pecs, how they're built on the bone structure. So the pecs actually connect to the arm. The insertion is on the arm, which is funny because they're responsible for moving our arms, which is why you bench press. There's the pectoralis minor underneath it. Barely remembered it existed. Warm-ups, again, not a lot is left here. We're going to go over the rest real quick. More gestures. This one, probably some people recognize these from Proco's gesture assignment. Just tons of these. I have some male models too. I don't know why most of this is female. I have ones with sketchbooks with more male models. Just a bunch of them. Here I wanted to go a little more detailed on the shadows. This is really recognizable from Proco's. Just a bunch of these. Abs and serratus and obliques and the pecs. This is talking a bit about the relations between the rib cage and the pelvis, again, in more detail, a bit more of a complex structure of the two. Here are studies of the obliques, the way the torso moves with the pelvis, mainly the obliques though. This, yeah, so more. That's the key word for today, more. You have to do a lot of these. Now I'm starting to work on some of the muscles of the shoulders. So this is the scapula and everything that's coming out of it, the back muscles. So you get the teres major, which if you raise your arm, you'll see it. It's just so much. This is one of my favorites, the serratus. Now, if you're into comics or manga or whatever, if if you just look at a lot of figurative artwork, you'll notice there's this beautiful zigzag pattern here. So that's the serratus meeting the obliques, a really cool meeting point of two muscles that is used a lot in, let me show you. I actually have an example, a comic example, not manga. I'm going to show you. Just a second. Just a second. So, actually my dad got me a couple of comic books. I don't even remember when it was, but so we have, sorry, move the camera. We have this guy, the Invincible Iron Man, and I'm not even into American comics that much. I'm more into manga, but you see these here? These muscles. I don't even think that's anatomically accurate, but it's that beautiful pattern that you can barely see. It's here. So that's really, really neat. Legs I still have to study, but it's just fun that I had this example right off the top of my head that I could share. But in any case, we're almost done with this sketchbook. Again, some more detailed studies of the serratus. And here we go, we're done. Now I said I showed you. So this is the Fabriano drawing sketchbook, 160 grams. This is really bulky paper. It's great. It's really high quality, and you can feel it. This is really heavy. Okay, it's not flimsy at all. So we're done with this one. Want to do a watercolor one? Let's do a lighter one, something more in our kind of normal, more routine stuff. So I'm going to open it up, read some of your comments. Let's open it up on this. Wait, I'm going to find a better page. You know what? Let's do this. This one's good. And I'll go back and show you everything. But let me zoom in a bit by moving my tripod. And then I'll go look at the chat. And then we can continue. So I think the table gives it a yellow tint. Let me try something. I'm going to put the huge sketchbook underneath. Like that. Maybe it improves the colors a bit. I don't know. Yeah, I think it worked. Okay, good. So we'll use this as kind of a black background. I should probably replace this cutting mat with something of different color. Let's see some of the messages. Green Cotman, Marjorie, White Knights, Kimberly Hilton Studio. I'm currently using Da Vinci watercolor paints and I like them, but I'm starting to need to replace some colors and I'm thinking about trying other brands. What are your recommendations? Daniel Smith, White Knights, I think these are good. Daniel Smith for the quality, I love them. M. Graham, same thing for the quality. And White Knights, more cost effective, great quality still. I use them all the time. So yeah. Of course I am. I also started with and still use Cotman. Marjorie Johnson, if you like Da Vinci, you'll probably like Daniel Smith. If not, doing Plein-Air. M. Graham, yes, might take some time to get used to, but the result's much the same. M. Graham takes longer to dry. Yes, this is a great suggestion, Marjorie. So maybe not as good for Plein-Air. Melody McClellan, I injured my wrist and I'm using your drawing recommendations to get it more flexible and to make rehab a bit fun. That's really cool. That's amazing. Thank you for helping me be structured into practicing and making faster improvements. That's really good. That's a great suggestion. Just do physiotherapy that way. That's really smart. Great idea. I'm happy I could help that way. Kusum Shabong Art. Did you do these figure sketches from memory or reference? Reference. Most of these are from... Oh, okay. For the anatomical ones, from memory. And I can actually probably do them now. I can do like a quick demo to show you how I build them. I think it'll be interesting for some people to see. If I remember. We'll see. I don't remember the anatomy that well. But let's open this up. I want to show you what I mean. So when you see a gesture practice, it is from memory. But when you see these rib cages and the muscles, very often it was actually done from memory. So if this is the rib cage, this is the sternum. I know we can barely see, but bear with me. So there's the thoracic arch, like that. And then here are the clavicles. So you see, if you remember these structures, you can do quite a bit. Now and let's say this is the one of the arms or the bones, what do you call it, the humerus. So then if you remember that the pecs come out of the first third of the clavicle and the sternum and then connect to the arm here, then you can really just put them in like that. Okay, not perfect, but still will get the point across. And then this goes here, this goes there. And then on top of that, you can put in here's the spine, and here you got the pelvis tilted forward, okay? And then you got the abs, so coming out of here and then kind of reaching all the way to the bottom, and the shape is uneven. Just a quick one, I know, but like try and bear with me. And then you get the serratus coming over here, and it has this, is it like this or like yeah, okay, so it has this pattern like this, the zigzag pattern coming from here, going like this, and then on top of that you get the obliques. So you see, not the cleanest of studies, but hopefully you can still tell what it is. And then you got the what do you call these, the deltoids coming out of here like that, and then you got the biceps. So you see, you can build quite a lot just from memory. Okay, now to do that you have to do like a million of these from observation, but just giving you a quick like construction of, you know, if you want to. Hands arms I'm still learning the deep anatomy of, so unfortunately can't help with that too much still. And then you will probably see a bit of the triceps from behind, the neck. So if I put the neck here, and then you'll get the trapezius coming out from here, which will put this into a nice balance, you see, and then the deltoid. So you see, it starts to look like something, and then you get the cleidomastosternoid, I believe it's called, the muscles that goes all the way here. And this is a big mess, but if I were to just take a little pen and go over some of the necessary lines, so you'll get something like this, like that. Then you'll get the, this is just fun, I miss doing more of these. And then you get the actual lines that you see here. Now the muscle fiber, I actually don't remember the direction, unfortunately. I wish I remembered. It's not that important though. And then you get the serratus going like that. From the back you get the oblique. So you see it starts to look like some kind of a structure. You get the belly button here, like that. So you can build a lot of these things from memory, basically, is my point. And here's probably the head, somewhere around here. You see? Starts to take a shape of a body. If you practice it enough, you'll be able to do that. But it's very challenging. It really is a challenge. It's something that pushes me to the edge of my ability at the moment. So yeah. Let's see. Cubswin, do you recommend that someone choose a particular subject, landscape, figures, street scenes, and stick to it to get better? You seem to do all kinds of things. What's your favorite subject? So I'm going to give you a curveball on that. I recommend you practice the fundamentals, recognizing the values, drawing as accurately as you can, getting the color harmony to work, composition. I would actually challenge you to disregard the reference completely, the type of subject. Do everything. Practice on doing everything and just learn how to notice the patterns of light and shadow, to draw relatively accurately. This is what I would say. Some subjects will take you to the limit, such as figurative and all of that. Just be aware of that and know that maybe it's going to be harder than an apple, than still life. Okay? I recommend to go beyond a certain subject and to go for the fundamentals. I hope that makes sense. Mathilda Larson, I can recommend Ethan Becker's tutorials for simplified anatomy, gestures, and such for comics-ish art. Sorry for bad grammar and spelling. I'm dyslexic in Swedish. Actually, you did really well. I love Ethan. He's so funny. He's kind of like a humor channel, but yeah, he has some good tips for sure. I love his channel. He puts his mic on a knife, on a machete. He's crazy. Ray says, if my favorite drawings had architecture, they'd be Adobe homes in the desert scene. Yeah, that's cool. Puniga Aiden says, oh, hi, it's so beautiful, thank you. Kusum Shabong art. Mathilda, your grammar is great. Yes, it is. Piccolina, what about Van Gogh watercolors? I love them. Yeah, one of the first paints I got was Van Gogh, and I loved it too. I had this set of 12 paints. Puniga Aiden says, I'm new here, welcome aboard. Mathilda, thank you for your watercolor show. It has really helped build a good watercolor palette. Cool, I'm happy I could help. So let's get to it with this sketchbook. Something more classic, more traditional to what maybe you're used to me showing at the channel. So this was just a fun watercolor sketchbook. Here's like an aerial scene, and maybe you remember this one off of Instagram. Just a fun one that I did a while back. Here, this is funny. So this is actually the what do you call it? Like the theater or something like that, where I grew up in my hometown. Maybe someone can recognize. I don't know what the odds are of someone here being from there, but maybe you can recognize it. Right next to the library. Italy, Florence. On the day we got there, went on vacation, I did this one. Like, the moment we got there, we were waiting for our Airbnb. I did this one real quick while a group of Chinese people were looking at me working there. That was funny. Some more Florence, and hopefully you can recognize it. If there's anyone here from Florence, that'll be super cool. Or from Italy, from the area. You see this? There was a huge clip there because I clipped it, you know, painting outside, there's wind, there's mess. Clipped it like that. So that's fine. Don't worry about these things. It's a sketchbook. It's meant to be done plein air, fun, messy. This is the view from our apartment, from the Airbnb we had there. Really cool. And I took special care in adding this little pot here with the plant, which you can probably barely see. But it was really important. I gotta upgrade my camera for live streams. I will soon, I promise. I'm gonna write it down for myself or I'll forget. Upgrade live stream camera. And probably gotta upgrade the internet connection too, because it's not gonna be fast enough to support higher quality. So here we go. Another really nice one, a view from a cafe we sat at. This is a view from a museum, I believe. I also did a longer version of this one, more detailed. Back in Israel, some cars, some different structures, just random parking lot, drew a Mazda I saw there. I know, I like to draw the most boring kind of subjects in a way, so that's funny. Here's one that I did as preparation for a larger painting that you may remember, that I showed in a gallery, and it was a local IWS competition. Really enjoyed working on this one. Took a picture, it was perfect. A bunch of people all looking very different, standing in the crosswalk. Really close to my old apartment, by the way, in Allenby Street. This is Allenby Street, if you're familiar with Tel Aviv. This is Yehuda Levi or Mikveh Israel, I'm not sure, it's one of these two. But a really nice scene. Then I painted a larger one, way more detailed. This one you can recognize from the Painting Masters. I used to do it on these sketchbooks, Windsor Blue, green shade, when I did the review. This is a study of a painting by Michael Reardon, a legend, a true legend of watercolor. He is so good, and I love this piece, and I decided to do a study of it. Really humbled me, showed me how much more work I have to do. Now let's see what else we have here. Scene I did when I was out with friends, messy, on location, plein air, big mess. Here's the study I did of Joseph's Bookvich. So I believe I may even have a video of this process. I don't remember, or was it the Castanet one? I'll show you in a moment. Basically, took a painting by Joseph Z and analyzed it and tried recreating it in a pen, an ink sketch, which is really fun, a really fun thing to do. I haven't even gotten rid of the pencil lines. I haven't even erased them. Let's see if I can still erase them. Cool. So yeah, there's a bunch of pencil lines here still. But had a really good time doing this one. So yeah. Here is Indian Yellow, and I did this quick one, if you remember, getting that shiny effect. My Mary Blue, My Mary Venezia, sorry, their student grade line. This is a cool one. So this is what's called the Boat House, is nicknamed. It's one of the oldest buildings in Tel Aviv. It's a Bauhaus type. You see the rounded shapes here. Very challenging to draw this accurately in perspective now, but I hope you enjoy this. Let me know if you enjoy seeing these sketches. But yeah, I love architecture. I believe a few people asked me before if I wanted to be an architect, but I don't know. I just like urban scenes and drawing them. So I don't know if I'd want to be an architect, but at least drawing them I really enjoy. So that's that. Here's a watercolor version. So, ta-da! We also have Pyro Scarlet, Daniel Smith. This is really cool. So this, I believe, is on Allenby Street too, or Rothschild Boulevard. I'm not sure. A bunch of randoms. Don't even remember what that is. Don't even remember what that is, but that's from a photo, I believe. Random quick boat sketches. I don't remember if I showed a student how easy it is to just whip quick paintings. איתמר שניסטס, האיור של בניין האונייה מדהים, תודה רבה. Itamar says that illustration of the boathouse, he really liked it. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Alvaro Castanet. So I took a painting of Alvaro, who's one of my favorite watercolor painters. I did a study of it in paint, smaller, on my sketchbook, and then I did a study in pen and ink. So this was really fun as well. Just thinking about this in terms of pen and ink is a big challenge, because all of these shapes that are merged together of the people, and you know how Alvaro Castanet loves doing these. You can also notice this shadow here. That's a really, really typical Alvaro style shadow. I love this one. And then you really have to think about, how do I create that same effect here with pen and ink? Big challenge, but very fun to do. How do I give tone to the sky without going too dark? Very fun. Marjorie Johnson, when others show their sketchbooks, they seem so finished. What you're showing is more working, learning. These are valuable when growing in capabilities. No wonder your art is ever improving. Thank you. Yeah, this is way more important, in my opinion, than finished paintings. Doing a lot of the simpler stuff, quote unquote, simpler. Zaid Thakur, how are those two exact? What do you mean, how are those two exact? Let me know. Cars, quick ones, unfinished. They move in action. Did you pencil sketch first for your plein air? Yes, yes. I almost always do pencil sketches first, yes. This one's fun. Did plein air in Rothschild Boulevard. Decided to go for a crazy palette. Very kind of pinky and yellowy. And it feels like really almost close to sunset hour, which is fun. So cadmium yellow, another more painting masters, the paint show episodes that I haven't done in a while now. Lamp black, this apple was really fun to paint. Oh, this is a cool one. So this is based on a picture I took in Eilat, the southernmost city in Israel, which has this great view of all of the hotels and the boats and yachts and stuff, so that was really fun. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, this is a good one. This is one of my most underestimated paintings. I don't know how I was able to create something that good back then. I really don't know, but this is one of my favorites from this sketchbook. This just looks like an onion. I can't explain it, but it looks so good to me. I don't know why. But yeah. Michael Reardon, yeah. What artist did you mention? Yes. Thank you, Arthur, for letting Nancy know about the artist I mentioned, Michael Reardon. But anyway, yeah, I love this orange, very secondary color-based orange, purple, violet, green, and then a lot of blue. A bit of red here really does the trick. Value studies. When I did the cadmium orange by SAA. Thank you to Chris Bushnell, who sent me this paint, I believe. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're here. Did this quick sketch. Quick one, street next to where I live too. Very messy. Didn't like it at the time. Still don't like it as much, but that's fine. And lastly, just a couple of quick sketches. This is, I believe, top view of a street. This is a building, cars, buses, I guess. And we're done with this one. Now, I forgot to mention again, this is a Canson Montval watercolor aquarelle sketchbook. I have another one here where you can see with the flyer thing. It's that, and this is really good. So 20 sheets, 140 pound or 300 GSM. Just a really, really good one. I recommend this for watercolor on the go. Really, really good. Let's move on to another one, shall we? I think we'll go for this one. This is a cute one. Tiny sketchbook. Now, if you ask me what brand this is, there is no brand. This was given to me as a gift from a friend from the local watercolor group. She actually made it herself. So I don't have a brand or anything like that. What's cool about this one is that I did a lot of, this is really cool. This is a building in the military base in the middle of Tel Aviv. But what I did here is a lot of preparation for more abstract work, which you don't see a lot of it, that I do a lot of it. But I did a few of these. This is actually a decent paper too, by the way, because she just ripped it off and she binded it together. And here I actually have like plannings for different abstract works, the different colors I'll use, the different color palettes. This is English Venetian Red, this is Cadmium Red Light. I wrote stages and instruction for how to do the patterns. This is a random truck drawing. There are a bunch of really nice ones here. I really like this one. I believe I posted this on the Instagram stories, by the way. That's funny. Arthur says, I'm watching on an e-ink monitor, so everything looks like value studies to me. But no doubt the colors are beautiful. Thank you. Nice black and white onions. That's funny. If you get the time, maybe just catch that onions one on a color monitor. I think you'll be surprised. But yeah, here's another one. I believe I used this as a thumbnail for a video talking about how to draw things accurately, step by step. Did this with a friend, went outside and showed him how I draw from observation. Just random people. Is there anything interesting here? Random people. Night scene that went way wrong. Like it was just a big mess, but still it has a nice special kind of look to it. You don't see a lot of these from me. Something that I started, didn't finish, that happens. Very quick one. Let's do this one. This one is nice. So this one I think you'll like. It has a lot of Paris work. I don't remember exactly when, and I don't remember if I have dates here, but here we go. I'm going to show you some stuff. So this is one of the urban sketches I'm most proud of. Let's see what you're writing in the chat. I'm gonna open this one up so you can appreciate it while we're going over the chat for a bit. Matilda Larson, thank you for your watercolor show. Priyanshu Pratik, hello, I am Priyanshu. Welcome aboard. Cubs win. White Knights only come in pens, no tubes. No, they do come in tubes, and I actually believe I have a tube here, maybe, that I can show you. Here we go. Cubs. Here's a White Knights tube. Let me show it you here. See this? That's a tube, and here it says White Knights. And it's knights, like not knights of the king, but knights like day and night. So yeah, they do come in tubes, and I recommend the tubes. Even though the pens are also great, they really melt, they re-wet really well. So yeah. Matilda Larson, I've seen them come in tubes too. Indeed, Christina Kaiser, they come in 10 milliliter tubes. Itamar Shani says the boat house building. Thank you for that. Marjorie Johnson, I read this one, I believe. Zaid Takuro, how are these two exact? Almost a copy of each other, done in hand. I don't know, I really was focused when doing them, so. Matilda Larson, I'm practicing a lot with creating the right values in my paintings, and your sketches are so inspiring. Thank you. Thank you for that. And if you're having a hard time with that, work in glazes. You don't have to work like in one go, try to get the value right. Take time, do a thin glaze, another one. You can build it up slowly. Some people I do know have issues with that. Mark says, yes, the onions look very good. Thank you. Arthur Cookman, watching on e-ink monitor. Terry, hi from Michigan, USA. Sumitra Kshir Sagar, are mechanical pencils good for drawing? Yeah, sure. I use them from time to time. I do like the more like the regular quote-unquote type of pencils, like these, because you can do a lot with the lead when it comes to the quality of your lines. So if you're really dedicated and devoted to improving your sketches on a more kind of atelier, more professional level, and not just sketching from observation, I would actually recommend working with normal pencil, or like a mechanical pencil, but with a thick lid that you can actually shape in whatever shape you want. So you can make it a long kind of a shape, and then you can get thin dark lines, or thin dark lines, or thin light lines. You can cover areas easily. Shepherd Artwork, I like that sketchbook. What is the size and make? Which one do you refer to? If you refer to this This one I can measure it for you. Let's see. So this is about 13 or 14 by 17 centimeters. Okay, I don't know how much that is in inches. Probably for the 2.5. That's like 5 on 7 maybe. 5 on 7 inches, something like that. Concern Monval, I showed you the data. This is a moleskin. I haven't mentioned, I think, but this is a moleskin. Another one, watercolor moleskin. This one doesn't have my name on it, unfortunately. It doesn't even have moleskin on it. Interesting. Maybe it's not moleskin? No, no way. This is yeah, it is moleskin. But yeah. Nancy G, thank you for taking us on this fun sketchbook journey. Mathilda Larson, thank you for the advice. What is your favorite brand of pencil, or which brand do you think is the best? I don't really have a preference in pencils, just use a normal one. Shepherd Artwork, the small one with the urban sketch. So yeah, I guess it was the one I just showed you, but if you're talking about this one, it is the moleskin size. Who remembers? Let me check here. Let's see, I never even look at these things, but I don't know. It's the medium size, probably, medium watercolor. But yeah, oh, that helps. So let's look at some of these works. Very classic kind of Parisian building. Here I really kept a distance. I was like, no, I don't want to work here. But look at this. The next page is a surprise. So the question is, are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Here we go. Very huge. I'll have to tilt it a bit so you see. I just thought it would be cool because I saw this beautiful tower and I was like, I want to paint this tower. So how can I do it? I just use the entire thing. And that's a really fun thing to do. Lots of movement here with the birds too. I don't even know what this structure is. If you know, you can let me know, of course. But just a very fun sketch to work on. Here are some other ones. Just random people walking down the street. Another nice sketch, just normal house. Some more streets. This is actually in Bruges, in Belgium. This, I don't remember, probably Paris too. It says Rue Etienne Marcel. I don't know. Oh, we have a date! 16th of June 2017. So we have some 2017 stuff here too. This was, I started it, haven't finished it, as you can see. This is nice. This I posted in many places. I just thought it would be fun to mix watercolor with a pen sketch. Same goes for this one, same concept, very fun. This is some random airport drawings. Some more random people. More European views. I believe this one has a YouTube video. This one, I believe, is my hometown, too. The Velasquez palette, so French Ultramarine, Burnt Sienna, and Yellow Ochre, one of my favorites all time. Ashley Mel says, these are so cool, thank you. Thank you so much. Eldon Summers, this stuff makes me wish I could go out and draw. Yeah, draw from a picture if you can go out. It really is better than nothing, and it's really pretty fun. It doesn't matter really what you're using as reference, as long as you get to paint and create. Yes, the moleskin. Okay, yeah. Shepherd, sorry, it took me a moment to understand. Your ruler has inches on the other side, right? This one, yeah, you're right. It actually does. I haven't noticed. Yep. So the size of this moleskin is 8 by 5, approximately. Now let's see how accurate I was here with my guesstimate. 7 on 5. Yeah, I was accurate. So I'm good with inches to centimeters to inches conversion. I'm good. I've done it a lot, so kind of got a knack for it. So it's crazy surrealistic color scene. This is the backyard of my house where I grew up. So that was fun doing it plein air, looking out the window, or I stood there, I don't remember. Some more random stuff. This is next to the library where I grew up, same location as before. Random picture, I love these edges. Big mess, but I love these edges, and I believe there's a YouTube video of that. Vespa for Jen says, such gorgeous details with such small size paper. Thank you so much. This is next to my school where I grew up. Landscape, that's my favorite art. Thank you, Ray. So I guess you prefer these kinds of things, or maybe even more natural. This was when I played around with a Pilot Plumix, like a nib fountain pen. I'll show you more of these later on. I bet you remember this some of you, because I used ink. Let me show you. So I used a Sakura Micron Pigma pen which turns out was counterfeit because it wasn't waterproof. I bought it off eBay and it was a fake. And so I put water and everything smeared around, but I actually still like it. This is from Jaffa, Tel Aviv, Jaffa. If you know, it's just right around the corner here. Same pots I've shown you in this sketchbook before. House, random house, another random house, some studies of colors, another random house, car. This one I like. This one I actually saw the car and I was like, I have to stop and sketch it. Sketched it on the spot. Mini Cooper. Here's the same structure from before, remember, from my hometown next to the library. So yeah, just a bit of a weird, awkward colors kind of a thing here. Landscape for you, Ray. I prefer landscapes, yes, but I do like to see any kinds of art pretty much. This is, I believe, not in Florence, but in, what do you call that region of Florence? I forgot. It's just a beautiful kind of rural home in Italy. Here's some hay bales, random views. This one I love. I love these panoramic drawings and paintings that make use of the entire sketchbook. This is really fun. Here's another one. I believe this one is in Paris, based on this street lamp. Some random people. Ooh, okay. This is Paris for sure. Rivoli, Rue Rivoli, 2nd of May. So this is one I really like too. Look at all the details. It's just, my perspective knowledge has improved greatly since doing this one. But this just really worked out really well. I had so much fun doing this one on location. Here's another beautiful structure, a little crooked, but that's fine. Marco Ios is closing in on 2 hours. We were all expecting it. We knew it was going to take long. And yeah, Ray, you're correct. Tuscany. My bad, yes. So this is a classic kind of Tuscanian house from what I've seen. I don't know if it's really that. Let's see what else we have here in the chat. Tuscany, yes. Alden Summers, your range and values is always so on point. Thank you. This one I messed up completely though. This is nice. Just wanted a touch of watercolor. Some more landscapes. This is very different from what I usually do. Much softer in a way. Much fun. So much fun doing these kind of a riverside painting. I don't remember where that is. This is really nice. So this is more of a rural scene. I'm gonna blow my nose. Sorry about that. Look at the beautiful kind of granulation pattern. I don't know if it's due to the paper or the color, but yeah. Kind of, I believe this is in Germany, like a village kind of a scene. Edza Jan Dehan, cool stuff, busy day, so I just could look in once, and again I will sure revisit this video to look at the whole thing. Thank you so much. Another really nice one done Plein-Air. This is one with the Pilot Plumix, the fountain pen I showed you earlier with blue cartridge ink, so that's funny. I like to do different colored inks. It's fun. Here's another one. I don't know, it just adds variety to the sketchbook, you know. And this one I love. This one I actually have a course on Udemy, I believe, on how to paint this. Love these panoramic views. Very simple, but effective. So it's a very simple painting, but it really does give the feeling like you're there, which is really fun, I think. Here's another one, another kind of classic European structure. I love these. I love these types of structures. Let me show you some more of the pen. Let me show you here, because this one barely focuses. Here we go. Here's another one. Another sketch, another painting. This one, I believe, is there like a Nelson Mandela Park in Paris? I believe it's from there. I don't know. My Van Gogh palette. Some random trees. Random color combos, random sketches. And we're done with this moleskin. Oh, 2 people in a cafe. That's really neat. And a window. A random window. That's nice. You see, I fill these sketchbooks with all sorts of things. Don't be a perfectionist. It really works. No matter what you want to do. Now I see I have way too many sketchbooks left for way too little to zero coffee, so I'm going to get actually a bottle of water. You're going to count to 10, hopefully, and I'll be back here. Not 10. Be realistic. It's going to take a moment, but sorry for the dead air. Like, give me a few minutes. Not a few minutes even. Just 1 minute. Back. Told you, what was it, like 30 seconds? I don't know. Got a glass of water here that I can spill in addition to coffee. Yeah, okay, let's get rid of this. Let's actually move this to the side here. And we'll go over the next one. So this is a sketchbook a lot of you have probably seen. I'm going to go over it rather quickly. Okay, I just want to make sure people don't lose their patience. But you have seen many of these, I believe. So I'm just going to flip through these. This feels to me like a time period where I really started being in my element with watercolor. Hopefully there's a date on one of these and we can figure it out. But to be honest with you, I don't remember exactly. I think it's 2017. Here we go. Bunch of views. I'm going to show you this in a moment. This one I love. I love these colors here, very funky and strong and saturated. This is what I like to do. Sometimes just go really crazy with the colors and give that impression. Here's one, really proud of this hand. Perfect color harmony in my opinion. Just really fun to look at. Here's another one that's super proud of this one as well. I believe this one is also, by the way, in Tuscany. Vespa for Jen, yes, I think you're correct. If you were talking about this one. Let's see here. Avocado, I think I have a YouTube video with this. A bunch of experiments. This one I love. Done Plein-Air. This one too, done Plein-Air. It's funny, when I did this I hated it, but now I'm like, wow, that's really good. It's so funny how our impression of our work changes with time. A bunch of cars parking. Here's one I did on colors and changing things in the reference photo. So this one was actually, I have a YouTube tutorial as well. Thank you, Alden. I appreciate that. Here we have some Signo studies. This one, I think there will be another one. This is a view from Kiev, one of the pictures that I took there against the sun. Another scene, I believe this is based on a Gary Tucker tutorial. Of Florence, some painting, the paint show stuff, random ones. This was done Plein-Air. Went on a trip with friends up to the north of Israel and just saw this in the parking lot and had to paint it. I don't know why. Turned out really well. Here's another one. Really like this effect here of the ladder and the water. Plein-Air 2. Let's see. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. So if you stuck around all throughout this live stream until now, this is based on an aerial photo of Jerusalem in Israel. So this was a big revelation for me on how much I can get away with when I simplify. I remember doing this in my tiny apartment. I set aside Thursday morning and don't worry about how long it goes. Thank you so much, Barb. I really appreciate it. Gopinath Menon, for these use only one brush? Yeah, these were mostly done with just one brush. Maybe two, but usually it's just one. This really was a huge thing for me, a huge discovery of how much I can get away with, still get a nice impression of something, and give an illusion that there are a lot of details. Car, Plein-Air. Just outside in the street here on Rothschild Boulevard. Had a good time painting this one. There's this pot with plants. Here is another, two more that I did Plein-Air. This one as well here in Tel Aviv. Had a really good time. You see all of the sketchy pencil lines, hopefully. Hopefully you can see them. Lots of sketchy pencil lines. I'm itching and playing with my high maintenance cat, so demanding I can't just watch what he's worth. It's funny. Ruth is, I don't think she's high maintenance, but she is funny. Some pears. I believe this was, yes, sepia brown for the paint show. Another one. Okay, we ran through this one as well. Another Consumer Vault. Now we have two more, and we're done. So we have these two by Potentate, a brand no one knows. These are mainly, and here we go, 2017. These are just random people sketches in the street. So let me show you. Sitting on a bench, reading the newspaper, all sorts of things. These two women were just walking by, and I was like, can I draw you on the spot? Because they were kind of stopping and doing their conversation. And I don't know why, like something in how they stood and the pose and the composition, I was like, that's perfect. I have to paint you, to draw you, sketch you. So I asked them to, and they were like, yeah, sure. And it was funny because it turns out they're art students, and they actually do a lot of these stuff. So photography, drawing, also painting. So they understood, and they stopped for me to paint them. So that was fun. A bunch of people. You're gonna see some names too because we did like a sketching meetup. So I drew some people from the sketching group. This is one of my favorite pages here. Look at this guy reading the newspaper. That's really cool. Car, very messy. Let me show you here. Very messy, but still gets the job done. People sitting in the coffee shop. This one I love. I love this one. This is so fun. I have to go back to doing some of these. Got the proportions totally wrong here. This upper body is really long and this is short. This should be all the way down to here. This person was like sitting right in front of me in the bus. So I sketched him discreetly and very quickly. Mitchamat Tachana, that's a nice place here in Tel Aviv. It has beautiful structures. This palm tree here. This guy was just walking around here, actually. Rubbing his belly, so that was funny. I just sketched him out real quick. This one I love. So this is another member of the Watercolor group, and I just sketched her and this train. Tachana is like train station, or just a station. Oh, we're going that way. Some more Tel Aviv structures. This is what you would expect seeing here. Random composition studies. Buildings. A car. These are fun. These are really fun. This was when I practiced for a painting I did. I don't know if you remember it. Stairway to Heaven, I called it, with just boxes. Just random people. I believe this was in the park. Abstract. Cubes, stuff like that. We hold it up closer. See? All of these practice for cube patterns. Cubes, cubes. A lot of that fun stuff. Exaggerated perspective here with very too close vanishing points. Then I spread them out a bit to make it a little more organized. You can see this here. Ruth is going to bark. There's a demonstration outside, so you can just expect it now. Another one of these Tel Aviv homes. That was an ambulance. I don't think it was an ambulance. Maybe it was actually a police car. I'm not sure, though. This is nice. I remember doing this one. Rothschild. People in motion. This is like super challenging. So you really have to do it quickly. Let's see here. Which way does this go? Can't even tell. So yeah, this okay. So it's a kind of European view and the lights coming from the front. That's nice. Oh yeah, this is nice. So I believe this is somewhere in Prague. I believe so. In October 2017, day 8. So 8th of October 2017. This was done by my friend, the one I told you I went with sketching outside. You can see it's not my style. It's funny. This was me trying to sketch my friend. It actually looks quite like him. That's funny. Another one from a photo. Portraits. You wanted to see portraits? Here we go. Another portrait. Person. I think. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Here maybe you can hear some of the demonstration outside. Buildings, and finally this kind of a street bench. Let's see what you're saying in the messages, and then we'll move on to the final sketchbook, and we're gonna wrap it up soon. Okay, Ray says, I love panorama landscapes. That's the kind I do in graphite. Cool. I really like that panorama landscape you showed. Thank you. Marjorie, P.S. Stetler in H can be gritty. Yeah. Vespa, Tuscany, yes, that is correct. Love the hand so much. Thank you, Eldon. Ray, yep, these watercolors really look finished and ready to put on a wall. Thank you. Sally, do you recall how long these took you? Quick watercolor or an hour plus? Quick watercolor. So something like 40 minutes, 30 minutes sometimes. These are quick. These are really quick. Marjorie, 2017, didn't realize I had been watching you for so long. That's amazing. Yeah, it's been a long journey. 2017 is when I really kind of decided to go all in on YouTube and started posting way more. That was really fun. Ray, the boat is great. Thank you. Eldon Summers, well, that white building looks as blinding as it would be in real life. Very nice. Thank you. Vespa for Jen, watching you is so much better than reading the news. Yeah, I hope I can provide some escapism for sure. Barb, I set aside Thursday. Thank you so much. I read that. Really appreciate it. For these, use only one brush. Yes, Gopinath, I am for most of these. I read Ray's message, Alden Summers, Sweet Kitty. Comes in with favorite. Go to every time watercolor brush. Yeah, that'll probably be, at the moment, and it does change a lot, that'll probably be like the random, either Leonard or Escoda, just because they're so versatile. So yeah, that'll probably be that. I love brushes that have a just good versatility. You can do large washes with them. You can do small details with them. I love that. Give me one brush that can do it all. I'll really enjoy it. Ray, I can still see at least 90% of these cool paintings. Thank you. There was an ambulance. Yeah, we talked about that. Gilad, why? My family is in the chat. Cool. How are you, Gilad? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. Madukov, Liron, I read a lot of Soviet storybooks growing up in the 80s in India. Your paintings with a busy, not clean in a good way palette has this rustic Russian storybook illustration type. Thank you. That's really cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people told me they have this old feeling to them. Pamela Liron, do you prefer moleskin to pulp paper? Can you tell me the difference? I actually think moleskin is supposed to be cotton. I don't remember. I think it's supposed to be cotton paper. But to be honest with you, I prefer. Okay, so if moleskin isn't pulp, I prefer pulp. I prefer the Canson Moval pulp paper over moleskin. I hope that answers it. Or maybe it's because it's just thicker, so it buckles less. I don't know. Not sure. Gopinath, ever tried Indian handmade paper? No. So I heard of a couple of these, and I do want to try them one day. Hopefully I can. Cubs in water, and they demonstrating. Do you get accustomed to it? Yeah, you get accustomed to it. It's the COVID and all. It's everything pretty much. Just everything. People are having a hard time, understandably. So you get all kinds of demonstrations. It's very peaceful and relaxed in a way, but you get a lot of demonstrations right now. Yeah. And every Saturday evening you'll get one here too. So a bunch of park sketches. The last one, again, another potentate. So the other one, okay, it's the same one. For some reason, this one has potentate on it. This one doesn't. It's a 150 grams, so pretty thick paper. I don't know if you can find it locally, but I really like it. It's a paper that has a very soft feel to it. I don't know why. It has a bit of texture, but still very soft feeling, almost like fabric in a way. I don't know, it's funny. So just a bunch of sketches. This I like. A bunch of people met up and I just sketched them. This bicycle thing you can find here in the city. Bicycle, more random abstract stuff. This was really fun. Just a bunch of people sitting having lunch, and I sketched them out real fast. This guy sitting on a beanbag. In the street, they put these so you can chill out outside. Another beanbag. Let's see, another one. This, I believe, is in a neighborhood called Neve Tzedek here in Tel Aviv. Rothschild Boulevard. You may recognize this place if you've been there. That's like the middle of Rothschild Boulevard, going south. There's this thing here in the pool. There's like a little, not pool, but you know, like a little, what do you call these? Like just water fountain kind of thing. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. So this is probably one of my, really one of my favorite sketches that I did here. Now I know the camera can't really focus that well. Let me try it with this one too. Let me make this larger, like that, and then I'm going to show you. Here we go. Maybe you can see it a little better. Actually, let me just switch over this mode. Here we go. So hopefully you can see it. Really one of my favorites in this, in all of these sketchbooks. I don't know, for some reason it's the sketch that turned out one of the best. Compositionally, it works really well. And I actually worked quite hard on it. I took my time with it. It took a lot of patience. But yeah, we're going in that direction now. Oh yeah, a couple of cranes, you know, always a lot of constructions here. Yeah, I'm holding a tissue because I just blew my nose and kept holding it. So a bunch of stuff in construction, cranes, all sorts of cool stuff, rando sketches, some compositional studies, like how to build an interesting composition. This one you may remember I actually did a video on, like a vlog kind of video, sketched it from a tall building kind of secret view. That's really nice. Let's see, a car. Look at this mess of a car. But it's still a car nonetheless. It's completely skewed, like this should go much more in that direction rather than this direction. I find all sorts of things that I wouldn't notice in the past. A couple of buildings here in Tel Aviv too. More of these. Portrait. Once in a while I'll do a portrait. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. So this is actually studies of Joseph Bookvich paintings. So I will show it to you up close, but look at these. The way he does his paintings, I wanted to practice doing a similar thing with pencil. Look at this one. This is clearly Australia. Where it is, I forgot. Where do they come from? Sydney? I don't remember. I think Sydney. Let me show you here as well, just a little bit better. And I believe I should have, here we go, a larger one. Check this one out. This was really fun. 4th of January 2018. Man, it's been so long. 3 years? It's crazy. Here we go. This one I love. And you get the guy with the tie, like he always likes to do. So that's fun. Some compositions for the painting I showed you earlier, by the way. Some more of these. Just compositional studies. Random person, I think I saw him in the street. Drew him real fast. Another random person in the street. Feedback to myself on what to improve in this painting I did. This one also went to a Udemy course. I did this process. Just a whole bunch of them. And I'm going to show you something really cool soon. So what I used to do is take this sketchbook with me to Plein-Air. And then I would first do a sketch in that and then work on a watercolor paper. So a lot of these, there's actually a painting that accompanies them in a way. Look at this thing. Look at this thing here. This I took a long time, did it Plein-Air building in front of another building, tried to really accentuate the light and shadow. This is actually me, but the drawing smeared a bit, so you can't really see it that well. I thought back then I thought it was much more gutter likeness, but actually there is a bit of a difference. But things that like your eye improves with time and you're better able to see your mistakes. This is really cool. So there's a building that's actually built like that with these things popping out the wall. So imagine it's a wall of a building and there's these shapes that pop out. This is a shadow underneath them, so very complex structure. And a couple of other quick ones. Here's a quick fun one I did for preparation again for another painting. I believe when I did it, I realized that this is 2 paintings and I decided to focus on one section. Here's another one. This one I really, really like. I also have a pen sketch of it. I believe you maybe saw the video here on YouTube, actually. And a few more. A chair. I don't even remember doing this one. This is a really cool building in the Rothschild Boulevard here in Tel Aviv too. Another one right next to it, actually. Oh, and here's the one I said I have a YouTube video of. So you see here, this part of it. I didn't even remember it was in this sketchbook. Super cool. And yeah, this wraps it up. So let me bring all the sketchbooks back here, or at least some of them, to pile them on and show you. Here we go, pile. piling them on. A whole bunch. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show you. Okay, so I'll have to apologize because there was one thing I forgot to show you. I wanted to show you the newer one. Wait a second. Let me move these just for a moment here. I'll put them so I can pick them up as they were. This is my newest sketchbook that this is flimsy, cheap paper. It's not watercolor paper. It's nothing. It's like campus. Let's see if it even says what it is. Anatomy, okay? Let's see here. It's just as simple as it gets. Anatomy, 26th of October 2020. Just to show you the growth, okay? So I'm going to show you some anatomy studies here. Bean, Proco lessons, portraits. I want to show you in particular, like, you feel like the line work is much better. It's much cleaner than it was before. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just experience, I guess. See, these are just more organized. It's one thing I really wanted to improve, the organization of my work and how clean I work. So even, let's see here. I've shown you some of these, by the way, recently, actually. Some eye studies, portraits. I want to show you some. This one I showed you too. I want to show you some anatomy stuff. So here's muscle studies. You see how they're just cleaner. Now the what do you call it? Bicep studies. They're just cleaner from the older ones. You see, it's just a more organized drawing, which is something I really strive for. Some folds and clothes studies. I think you can really tell the improvement in the line quality. Gestures, the big one I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can find a few that really. So here, look at the line quality here, how clean it is. This one in particular, super clean. It's just really, I got the line on the first go, and compare that to the previous scribbly, scratchy ones. Really a big, big difference. Barack Obama, yeah. I absolutely love the Barack Obama one. I believe it was Barack. I saw the other page. You're correct. There is a sketch of Barack Obama here somewhere. That's funny. I forgot about it. And look at these, okay? So structuring the figure, building the different shapes. This was done from reference. Honestly, to get to this level of detail, I do need reference. But look at that. It's just simpler shapes. You see boxes, different cylinders. This is something I just recently learned how to really do well. These are more manga style studies. This one I really, really like, from imagination. This is a Berserk study, by the way. Some more folds and clothes. Look at how clean these lines are. This is such an improvement from the previous ones. Look at this guy. Here as well, from a different angle. These are just so much cleaner, and you saw all of the sketchbooks. You saw just how much work goes into it. Okay, and that's my ending message for this live stream is you got to put in the work. If there's any message I want you to take from this, look at this clean structure. This is really, really clean compared to some of the other things I've shown you from older sketchbooks, previous years. This is a little messy, but that's fine. That happens too. I need to be focused to get things clean. Let me show you one I just did, I believe. Yep, 19th of January 2021. So this one was like from 2 days ago. What is it today? The 21st? Yeah. So this is from 2 days ago. Look at how clean it is. The movement, everything is clearer. Let me show you this one bigger, and this is probably going to be close to us wrapping it up. Just a sec. There we go. Look at the hand aimed towards us. So just look at all these sketchbooks I'm going to show you in just a moment. And that's all there is to it. You just have to repeat and do more and more and more. Look at these, just a bunch of them. Here's the serratus muscle I talked about. This is the serratus. Connects to the obliques. And yeah, this is it for this one. So let me bring everything back. Now let's pull this together. Let me switch over to my face. And this is a very simple message for you today. If you want to improve, especially in the more challenging, anatomy, perspective, all of these very challenging topics, you have to put in the work. That's very encouraging, because If you feel like you're stuck, maybe you just didn't practice hard enough. Now, if you're practicing again and again and again, and you don't get there, or you feel like you're really stuck, sometimes it takes like a pattern break, or doing something a little different, or learning from someone else, learning from someone who's really specialized in what you want to learn. For me, it's Proko for sure. But once I was on that path, it's much easier to improve from that point on. And I think I had a very major artistic growth burst during 2020. It has nothing to do with the COVID or anything like that. My life wasn't too influenced by it in that regard. Just to look at all these sketchbooks, you have to do it constantly. And I think if I collect everything I have here in the studio, I can pile on at least like 2 more similarly sized piles, maybe 1 more. And that's just the pile of sketchbooks. I have piles of paintings, piles of just loose paper. So if there's any message I want to leave you with, it's this. It's just putting in the work. That's all there is to it. If you want to improve, if you want to get better at drawing and sketching and painting, whatever it is, just practice. Don't let that myth of talent delude you. It's not about talent. It really isn't. I cannot stress this enough. So let me go over some of your comments and we'll wrap it up. So Gilad says, I am good. Lol, keep up the good work. Thank you. Dave says, you make me feel like I got lots of work to do. That's fine. That's fine. It's a good thing. I got a lot of work to do too. Durga, thank you so much for sharing your sketches with me. Your videos are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. Jeff Francisco, thank you again for this live stream. I really enjoyed it. Have a nice day, night, everyone. Mathilda Larson, I really agree on your thoughts on brushes. Order 2 Asian calligraphy brushes. Cool. Gopinath Menon, are you holding a tissue paper? Yes, I have. Christine Kaiser, beautiful sketch. Thank you so much. Dominique Elder, I'm a watercolor beginner and wanted to thank you for sharing all your valuable information. Your videos are clear in quality and explanation, and your honesty is appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really, that's all I can ask for. Like, you watching the videos is the thing I appreciate the most. Really, thank you so much for that. Vespa 4Gen, love your eclectic sketches. Thank you. Kabzawin, do you use calligraphy brushes, brands? If yes, nothing specific, very generic. If it is calligraphy, it's something like this. Got it for $1 in Michael's. So this says CC6 Yasutomo, China. So yeah, nothing in particular calligraphy-wise. Christine Kaiser, how often do you take courses? So do I take courses myself? I don't really take courses. I watch tons of videos. If I'm uncertain about something or I want to improve something, I just watch a video on it. That's how I usually do it. So every day, probably. And I look at reference photos and I find the things I need. So yeah. I have a bunch of courses that I bought from Alvaro Castanet, Joseph Z, and a couple of others. But yeah, for the most part, it's just videos on YouTube. Sally Finch, you said you love a big brush that can do fine lines. Do you have a brand and style of brush? Yes. This Leonard brush is good for that, the one I just showed you. Leonard size 6 mop. Escodas are really good for that kind of a thing. This Alvaro Castanet's brushes are good too. I know he has a line together with Escoda. They're good too. I should probably upgrade my brushes soon. Start using more of Tracy's brushes, Tracy Levinson. I hope to bring him on a live stream soon, actually. This could be a good topic. Well, maybe. But I do feel like I need to upgrade my brushes soon. Gopinath says super values up. I find this video on your channel. Have to go. Good night. You will. I will keep it up. Vojta, I absolutely love the Barack Obama one. Yes, thank you. Marjorie Johnson, if you Google Ernestine Bucking art, you will see my teacher's art from years ago. I've moved. She has moved. I miss my art communities, so I'm glad to find you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will look for that. I will open it up now so that I don't forget. Ernestine Bucking artist. Okay, I'll look at it later. Fateh Krib, hello, welcome. Kusum Shabong art, off topic. Would you mind doing a critique? Yeah, so a couple of people asked me about it. It's complex. I do critiques if you send me an email. Sometimes I do them. Someone asked me to do something paid. I may do that in the future. I'm still brainstorming the format. We will see. Maybe I can do something like that. Maybe it'll be like a paid service because honestly, it takes a long time to do a proper one. For shortening, Marjorie says, yeah, that's a challenge. Ray says, thanks so much for showing your sketchbooks. Really great stuff. Thank you. Of course I am. It's been great seeing your sketchbooks. Makes me feel better about making mistakes and doing rough sketches. Exactly. Just fill in the sketchbooks. Doesn't matter with what. It's Sumia. Wish you a happy and healthy life, and you will success in your life. Thank you so much. Adrian Yu, thanks for a great stream. Like perfect timing, got class right after this. Cool. Joanne Johnson, I enjoyed this. Thanks for showing your works. Great stuff. Thank you so much. Vojta, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. Sorry, maybe Vojta. I was here for the end. Loved it. Thank you for the stream. Thank you so much for sticking around. Where is Bob? Hi, Liron. Great live. Love your videos. Thank you so much. Piccolina, thank you, Liron. This, and then it cut, but thank you so much. It was very interesting. Thank you. Nice sketchbook tour and information sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Danica Mea Ramirez, I really enjoyed this live stream. Thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it, and for helping me remember different names that I forget. Christine Kaiser, thanks everyone. Really good live today. It was very interesting. Piccolina. Ray, waiting for the next live stream. Out all. Ellen Summers, thanks for streaming. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this one, as people mentioned here. I'm really happy to hear that people enjoyed it. It's incredible. We still have like 90 people watching. 2.5 hours. It's been a long one. I'm gonna have to drink a lot of water. Then I have a couple of other things to finish. I'm gonna work on my manga soon. Oh, one more thing. It's a good thing I remembered. Okay. So here it is. I need your help. So if you're here, wait, hold on a second. Thank you so much for staying here. I want to announce something early. So for the people who stayed here this long, I really appreciate it. And you will hear this first. 1, How to Simplify course in Watercolor. I'm going to start publishing it next Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. First lesson is going to be out on YouTube, and then I'll start publishing it on a weekly basis. So now you know it's going to be out free. Full course on how to simplify in watercolor is something so many people struggle with. I think you're going to find it very helpful. First lesson next Saturday. It will be available for binge watching on Udemy soon. Not yet though, because I'm still looking at some stuff. They limit the free courses to 2 hours long. That's some BS, but whatever. So that's the announcement. Now I do have a question for you. You know what? I'm going to save the question for Saturday's video. This Saturday's video. Okay? Basically, I'm working on a continuation product to frustration-free watercolor course, and I need your feedback. You will see in Saturday's video. Keep an eye out for that, because I will ask you for some feedback on the things you struggle with in watercolor. Okay, I don't want to bombard you right now with messages, but the first How to Simplify course is going to be out next Saturday. We'll get started. I'll drip it every week, every Saturday, completely free, full tutorials. It's going to be a little more polished than the YouTube channel, but just a little. I did my best. I hope you'll enjoy it. It's been a long time coming. It's about time for me to publish it. With it, I want to thank you so much once again. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Cannot thank you enough, really. This is amazing that I'm able to do the thing I love, to make art and to make a living from it, and just do the things I love, and be selfish in a way, and branch out and do some things that are more for me right now, like working on my skills that hopefully will end up paying dividends. Because if I can, and this really brings me back to this vision I had a couple of years ago, if I can be as good as the top artists in watercolor and drawing in the industry, if you will, and still provide tons of content, I'll be happy to be that person. Because you either have people that are beginners that provide content, or you have the more advanced you get in your skills, it seems like the less you share. And I don't want that I want myself to be a different kind of artist. So I want to be the best in what I do and also share it with you. So all the secrets, everything for free. I really hope I can do that. And for any course I have, there's like 50 videos that are fully free. You don't need to buy anything, to be honest with you. You have everything online on YouTube. You can find every question you have watercolor related. I try to put it here and have you study with me and learn with me new things as I learn them. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Now I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you again real soon on Saturday's video. Take care.